Punchlines for November 13th, 2025, the 297th day of the Sex Offender Administration. Adelita Grijalva was sworn in Wednesday afternoon on the floor of the House of Representatives. Immediately after the ceremony, she became the 218th House member to sign the discharge petition compelling the federal government to release the case files of Jeffrey Epstein. Speaker Mike Johnson said the House of Representatives will vote next week on a bill compelling the Justice Department to release all files related to the investigation of the late sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. The shit's about to hit the fan and roll down Capitol Hill. Multiple federal agencies have told their employees to report to work on Thursday, according to 3 administration officials. Government workers at the Health and Human Services Department, Department of the Interior, Housing and Urban Development Department, and Department of Injustice were all advised to come in on Thursday. This last-minute revelation caused one federal employee to say, I can't be sober by Thursday. U.S. Civil Rights leader Jesse Jackson is hospitalized and currently under observation for progressive supranuclear palsy, or PSP. I wish him well, even though once he dies, I move up one more spot in the National Reverend Registry. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for November 13th, 2025, the 297th day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Minddog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Oh, he's red. Look at him. And the sign is... What's with that sign? Keep moving that damn sign.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Bum, bum, bum.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee.
I hate
Get
that
ready
crap.
to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy?
sorry.
You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
Yeah. Mama looked to me, trying to tell me how to live. But I don't listen to it because my head is like a sieve. What happened? Good morning, folks. I'll look for that later. It is Thursday, November 13th, 2025, as the Rev said. Now, if you listen to the Rev in that news report, he thinks the shit is about to hit the fan and start rolling down hill in Congressional Hill. Now, it's not going to happen. People who are celebrating the end of Donald Trump because somehow some of the actual evidence, detailed evidence is coming out about him. Don't celebrate because it's not going to happen. You can't kill him. You have to put a stake through his heart or something. I'm just saying. I'm not saying we should kill him. I'm just saying you can't kill him. So stop trying to stop celebrating. This is not the end of him. I have access to some social media personalities who are still 100% on the Trump train and ready to die on this hill of hey, just this morning, one guy, Bill Gates, hung out with Epstein. You don't see the Democrats mentioning his name. Yeah, you do. You actually have heard the Democrats mentioning Bill Gates and Bill Clinton and all these fucking people. Put them all in jail, but send them all straight to hell. Nobody cares about that, but you don't hear that. And Greg Gutfeld saying it's all a big hoax. And Tim Burkett, whatever his name is, no way Donald Trump would ever risk his empire that he's built. But on banging young girls. Obviously, they're not coming off that train. They need and Dinesh D'Souza, Booza, Dinesh Baduza, Sousaphone, the Schnoozaphone, the criminal that Trump already pardoned. He said yesterday, Trump is a failed man, but he's the best we have. We don't have anybody else. So they went from being he's the savior, the Messiah, to hey, he's all we got. They're not coming off that train. So if you're hopeful that this is the end of Donald Trump's presidency, you think he's going to go away? He's fucking Freddy Krueger. He's not going away. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad to see it all coming out. I'm glad to hear Ghislaine calling him a dog. Not that I want any association with me, because people have called me the dog, but because Trump, he insults people by calling him the dog. Oh, he's lied like a dog, died like a dog. And now he hears people, his friends, supposedly friends, in emails calling him a dog. That's got to hurt. I like that he's hurting over that. He doesn't like being called a dog. I actually love being called a dog. A dog is faithful. A dog is always happy to see you, unless you're a piece of shit. So, but don't celebrate. It's not the end. It's the end when it's the end. It's not the end now. He's still here. We still have to deal with all the shit. There's still going to be lots and lots of arguing going back and forth. He did he called in Boebert and threatened her. I don't know if she's going to acquiesce to the threats, but he's doing the typical mob boss thing. Come into my office and vote against releasing the file. Take your name off the petition. I don't know if they are, but the threats are there, and stop. It's not going away. Sorry. My holiday season has lady, the other stuff to consider that your negative attitude is why all this shit keeps that. No, yeah, I'm sure the law of attraction is why a tree fell down, almost hit my house, and another tree is about to fall down on my house. So it's going to cost me a few $1,000s. Yeah, when you live in the land of trees, every year you have to account for an extra $3,000 to $5,000 for tree maintenance. Now I got a guy coming today who's going to give me an estimate on for chopping up some trees. One that fell and almost hit the house, and another one is about to. I will say this: the deer are happy as shit. The chickens are happy as shit. They love when the tree. Now it's like it's Christmas early for the deer. Yeah, they're having a ball with whatever those leaves are that they like on the trees that have fallen. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We have no guests today, and I really didn't put out a lot of effort in getting a guest for today. We are number one on Podmatch, in the new Podmatch network. They have like 1,000 podcasters who are part of this network, and we are listed number one. We are also. I'm going to share a link. There is a thing where you can nominate podcasts for best podcast in any category, or best podcast of the year, and all that kind of stuff. I would share a link, and I would appreciate if you nominate us and get on board with that, and all that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm going to play a little spot. This show is brought to you by me. Yes, me. Custom art by Matt for the holidays. What a perfect gift. Now that Mamdani guy was saying, you can't have art if the artist can't afford to survive, and that's true. But if you are a socialist and want to prove him right, the best thing you could do is buy custom art from Matt, which you can write to me at info@minddogtv.com, and I'll give you a quote today. Or if you're a capitalist and you want to prove that socialist scumbag all tell him to shove it up his ass, best thing you could do is to buy custom art from me at info@minddogtv.com. I'll give you a quote today. If you're a communist and you want the state to order you custom art for the holidays, it's the best thing you could do to support your ideology. Info@minddogtv.com. Custom art by Matt. Here's a little commercial for you. Well, my scrolling thing is not scrolling so well. What's happening here? Custom art by Matt.
Custom paintings for the holidays, making your celebrations truly unique. The holiday season is a time of joy, giving, and creating lasting memories with loved ones. As we all strive to find that perfect gift, unique solutions often stand out in the crowd. This year, why not consider custom paintings from Custom Art by Matt?
Weird.
With an array of themes and styles, from breathtaking landscapes to heartwarming pet portraits, these custom works of art can elevate your holiday gifting experience to new heights. When it comes to gift giving during Christmas or Hanukkah, people often resort to common items that might lack personal touch. Instead, imagine presenting a family member or friend with a custom painting that reflects their personality, passions, or cherished memories. Art has a way of connecting individuals, evoking emotions, and inspiring conversations.
You know my friend, Art
As you prepare for the holidays, consider how impactful a custom painting can be, not only as a gift, but as a way to enhance your home decor with unique, meaningful art. By choosing a piece that reflects the interests and memories of your loved ones, you'll create a lasting impression that goes far beyond the holiday season. This year, let the spirit of giving flourish through the beauty of Custom Art by Matt, ensuring that your celebrations are as special and
read
memorable
the phone number,
as the moments
AI
you share.
girl.
Get a quote now. Call or text 631-496-6464 or write to info@minddogtv.com.
I'm sorry. All right. minddogtv.com. Ladies and gentlemen, in the room with me now. First of all, I should be taking the bottom spot because I'm the bottom guy around here. In the room with me now is, first of all, the fabulous Ron Kane is with us. Good morning, Ron. How are you?
Morning. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing okay. I just don't. I'm not down with the celebration yet. And a man whose life has been given back to him by Mike Johnson, of all people, GD Fenderson. Good morning, GD.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. It's day one of our Coffee with the Dog Government is Open Again Advent Calendar. What do we have today? Available in the official Coffee with the Dog Advent Calendar. Cash. That's right. Now that the government is back open, Trump can resume lining his pockets. Get your Coffee with the Dog Government is Open Again Advent Calendar while the chaos and supplies last. All proceeds from the sales of the Government is Open Again Advent Calendar go to a cause. Support your local mercenaries and enjoy the suffering.
What did you say? Consumer? What did you say? Reconsumerate or what? I don't know.
Yeah, can resume lining his pockets.
Consume lining. Yeah. It sounds like you got as much sleep. I'm looking red. Ooh. Oh, sorry.
I did this at 4:00 this morning.
Wow. So you're happy now that the your life has been given back to you. You don't have to go searching for trinkets.
Oh, now we're going to start doing the Government is Open Again Advent Calendar. No, I'm just teasing.
And start over with the same things. How much did we take in on the sales of the Advent calendar? Just curious. Like, you don't have to give me exact numbers. Just like kind of a guess.
I'm gonna round it up. I'm gonna round it up to 0.
That's a pretty round. That's a pretty round.
We got to make the capacity in the warehouse bigger today.
So
the funny thing about the Advent calendar, we got 16 returns and we didn't sell any. So
wow, that kind of hurts.
Yeah, it hurt me too. But on the bright side, it got my name off of the search. It redid the search engine for my name.
Yeah, that's true. Now you are you are associated with advent calendars, shut down advent calendars, according to the YouTube. It's vidIQ is kind of the engine that is pushing that. But congratulations, they recognize you as the host of Coffee with the Dog, also. So you're.
Oh, okay, cool. Then, all right, then, because I think that's the last advent calendar I'm doing for.
Oh, but it's working so well for you. It's boosting your
Well, I've
visibility.
used it. It's like a I used it to get to date. I used it to make the other things jealous. So now I got what I wanted. I can dump it now.
You know what? Also, there's this Gain Rep site that I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say gay rep?
Gain Rep, like gain reputation. Gain
Oh,
Rep.
okay. I thought you said gay rep. I was like,
Well,
I'm not gay, but I have a gay rep.
I'm sure there is that too. But I'm not on that one. As far as I know, I could be. Listen, people sign me up for all sorts of weird shit. I don't remember signing up for Gain Rep, but apparently it's if I make a recommendation and somebody buys something on this, they pay me. And there was some money in my account. I don't even remember signing up for this. And the woman was trying to get me to recommend more stuff because I'm getting paid by them. It was not a lot of money, but we sold 30 Howard Bloom books. Remember Howard Bloom, the guy you were arguing with about evolution? That guy.
I remember that guy.
we sold 30 of his books on Gain Rep because I recommended him. How about that?
Wow.
I didn't even know I recommended it. I don't even remember signing up for it or saying you should buy this book.
Maybe they used maybe AI used your image and your voice and your words and created an ad for him and you endorsed them.
And
there's no ads. You just you sign up with your email address. They create a profile page. You pick it, and then you have your list of recommendations. And under my list of recommendations is that one thing. That's the only thing. So I guess that was the day he was here that I signed up for that or whatever. I don't remember signing up. I do things sometimes in a hypnotic state.
Something because it's possible. And this is why because I don't really remember the guest at all. But if I know you probably said, I'm a fan. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to join your page, and you just went there and without thinking started clicking. And one of the things was I endorse this product, and so they just.
Yeah, I think when you sign up, it says what's your favorite book, and that was the guest we had talked. I think that's what, because I know if I look at these thing, it says favorite books, favorite movies. I could have put what am I going to put? The Godfather as a movie? Nobody's going to buy that.
The fun fact is 87% of those books have been sent back.
187%. They don't. We're good on the sendbacks more than the. Also of note, this morning I went to YouTube as I was preparing this and just going to share it, and the main thumbnail, generally up in the left-hand corner of the recommendations, is an advertiser, and it was for a carpet cleaning service, but the thumbnail was for a chick with a cock between her tits and in the tip in her mouth, and I'm like,
okay.
That's right. Deep cleaning carpet service. I almost want to share the scene, Cat, but it would get us. But deep carpet cleaning. I guess somebody's got cum stains on their carpet. Golden Carpet Cleaners and Janitorial is the sponsored ad, and it's a pic. It looks.
Well, I mean, the tip off is right there in the name, Golden. I mean, they're cleaning up a lot, apparently.
So the question
that's the before shot. The after shot is her going.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, how did that say get on the carpet?
Clean up. It's like
that's the suggestion. But I'm in my mind. I'm like, that ad was created by somebody. Like, YouTube isn't just AI is not creating those ads for it. People have to sign up for the ad, put it to a credit card account.
Maybe it's Ollie. Maybe Ollie is doing it because Ollie is also that's a new GPT, right? Yeah, Ollie GPT or something. It's brand new, so maybe they'll stoop to a level that chat won't.
I so much want to share this thing to show people what I'm talking about, and I can't even. My Messenger won't let me send anything from the computer anymore. I have to only use my phone for Messenger for some reason. I would send it to you guys just to see. It's weird. I mean, somebody had to be thinking, I'm going to put this on YouTube. Nobody's going to complain. Nobody's going to, or even call it
The
out.
thing is, if you go on TikTok, no, it's Instagram. Those little subsets or insets are there like all through a lot of stuff. And it's like little porn movies. I mean, anatomically correct porn movies. Yeah, in a little corner. So you're scrolling and there's like cute little raccoons down here, and up in the upper right-hand corner there's somebody, giving it to somebody in the ass.
That's why I said the tip is the name of the company, Golden.
No, the tip is in her mouth.
Because we're talking about golden showers, right?
Yeah, I guess. But
well, if they're a janitorial service, you got to clean up everything.
I think it's a janitorial service.
I'm just wondering how the ad is performing. It probably is getting a lot of click-throughs. Maybe nobody's buying
a lot of clicks.
Yeah. But
can you imagine telling your honey, I found this janitorial service finally. Look at this girl. She's getting her tits fucked.
Yeah, send me over a janitor for every room in the house. I don't know. Just weird. I did report it because I'm a prude like that. Like, I don't want to see porn on my YouTube page. But they're not going to do anything about it. It's just weird. Like, if I showed that picture right now, I'd probably get a copyright content strike and have to be suspended for like a week or something. But they can run an ad showing that. Just weird.
Yeah.
Are you guys?
No.
You heard me say I don't think it's time to celebrate. People shouldn't.
I don't think it's time to celebrate that either. I think that when according to Reverend, shit rolling down Capitol Hill has nothing to do with Trump. It's all the infighting and repositioning that people are going to be doing on the Hill, because the discharge vote has been had and the files are going to be released next week. No, they're going to vote next week on releasing the files. Yeah. And so if you already have those 218, it's going to be released. And then, so now it's a matter of, where do you stand on protecting children from pedophiles?
I don't think it even we need to get there yet. I mean, with all the stuff that came out yesterday, it's pretty. And Epstein's brothers sending photos of them together, and all this kind of all the stuff that is coming out.
And that's nothing compared to what they haven't shown us. And not only some of the stuff they showed us, I've seen years ago. Literally, I've seen some of it years ago.
Some like what? Give it to
me an example. Of Donald Trump with the caption says, "Would you let this man babysit your daughter?" or something like that.
Yeah, that's not what they released yesterday. That's been floating around the web for 10 years. That's not something.
That's what I'm saying. But that's one of the things that was in one of the emails. That was one of the things that Epstein's brother sent him, or vice versa.
I didn't see that. But that's not something that was new that was released. The stuff that was new that was released. First of all, the girl saying there's video.
I'm just saying that's why I said some of the stuff I'd seen before.
Right.
I know I didn't say all of it. I said some of it.
I wonder who is really the big fish in all those files, though. I don't think Trump is the big fish. I think he is the most probably well known and high profile, but I don't think he's the big fish in those files.
Well, there's plenty of them. That's I think.
No, I mean, I think it's somebody really big, and maybe you don't know name wise, but has a lot of connections and power and ties to the government. And
I don't think it's any one person. I think it's the conglomerate of all of them. All these billionaires.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't help. But I think there might be someone bigger. And are there any murders? Are there any murders tied to any of this shit?
I don't know, but if there's say one or two, if there's one or two billionaires or CEOs that are attached to it, that would affect stock, which would affect millions and billions of dollars. And so. Some of them would say, "No, let's see if we can keep this buried because I don't want to lose any money yet." We'll find out. They said the things are going to get released, and CEOs start preemptively resigning, so that they don't impact the stock. We'll see.
Yeah. So, but everybody, what the one thing that is coming true is Trump saying he could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and they could walk in on him. He could be gang banging a nursery school or a bunch of toddlers, and they would say, "That's fine. He's still my guy. He's still my guy." Nothing is. Freddy Krueger is not going away anytime soon, and no matter what comes out, he's gonna ride out this 3 years, and then we'll see. They're talking about if they're. Somebody said, all the stuff with that's happening now. They're hiding the fucking job numbers and the consumer price index, all that stuff, and they're saying you can't trust the numbers, so we're not going to release them. So people don't believe your eyes and ears. The whole Orwell thing. Don't believe what you're seeing about you. If you can't find a job, it's because it's you. You suck, because there's plenty of jobs out there. If your bank account is empty, that's you're just paying too much. It's the prices are down everywhere. Gas is $2 a gallon, and beef is only $1.
Well, the thing about the Bureau of Labor Statistics, because that was closed, so they weren't releasing the numbers, not because you couldn't trust them, but because the office was closed. But they don't make up the numbers. They just collect the numbers and compile them from different sources. So the sources are still out there.
Yeah,
so the numbers.
Obviously, you didn't listen to the White House say the reason they're not.
I don't listen to the White House at all.
Well, the reason, because you just said that they're not releasing good. They're not releasing them because of the X. No, they said the reason they're not releasing them because the Democrats fucked up the numbers so much nobody can ever trust them again. That's
I understand you saying that's what they said. That's not what the truth is, though. They can say what they want to say. That's not the truth.
No, of course that's not the truth. But that's what they're telling people. They're telling people they're not releasing the numbers because you can't trust the numbers, and people can sense with their own being that that's bullshit. The numbers are pretty accurate because we know that jobs are harder to find. We know prices are up, inflation is up. They're hiding all those numbers, saying you can't trust the numbers from the podium, saying you can't trust the numbers and trusting people not to trust their own eyes and ears, and that's the line they're holding to. So that is what they're claiming is you can't be trusted to see bad news. And that's authoritarianism number one. That's fascism number one. We're not going to tell you the truth because you can't handle the truth. So we're just going to lie to you, and we'll tell you. We'll just believe what we say, and that's the White House line now. So the question, the things people are saying, the pundits are saying, all this stuff, the Epstein stuff, the prices, the jobs, all this stuff, the shutdown, is basically going to come back to haunt them next year in the midterms. And I'm like, what if they don't care because there's not going to be a midterm? Because that's what it seems like. If you look at the numbers according to last week's election and the predictions here, it doesn't seem like they care. They know they're headed for a disaster among voters. His approval rating is like below 30% now. They know it's headed for a train wreck. They don't care because they're planning on canceling the election for some.
No, I don't even think it's that. Is because the heist is already happening. I mean, the Trump family is collecting billions in crypto that no one knows where it's coming from.
Yeah.
So they don't care because, I mean, the theft is currently in progress. So by the time they're done, why would they care?
And we also have to look. Well, no, I'll take that back. We don't have to. The way I see it is like this: Trump they're all in the same boat, but they're not together on this. Trump has his own interests. He doesn't give a shit about the Republican Party, and he doesn't give a shit about the country. He doesn't give a shit about the elections. He's just trying to stay out of trouble and with whatever way he can, and so he's trying to pressure the people best he can because he's got his one agenda. Then there's people in the GOP who want to get reelected, and so they have to walk this tightrope between looking like they're doing their job to please their constituents, but not pissing off Trump because Trump will peel off some of their constituents. And then there's the third group who I'm going to say like the Marjorie Taylor Greens, who just don't give a fuck about Trump, at least right now. Because she's pissed. Now, there's some people in the Republican Party who actually had, for better or worse, actually had a future in the party, and they put their shit behind Trump, and now they've lost a lot of it. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted to be a senator. She wanted to be a senator, and Trump put a squash on that. So she's pissed, and I don't know who else is pissed at him. For the same reasons, that because they had desires to go further in the party, but now they can't because Trump fucked them and the party and the country. So they're all in the same boat, but they're not rolling in the same direction.
All right, you want to name some names? You say there are people. Name the names.
Yeah, name names.
Name names. There are people. You just said there are people who have futures in the party. There are people
who have futures in the party, right? Yeah.
Name names.
I just said Marjorie Taylor Greene for one. I just said
she
that.
She for one.
Right. I said for one. Yeah.
All right.
I said that.
Yeah, but that's not people. That's a person.
She's a people.
Keep going.
All right. Let me get the name. Okay. You talk. I will find the names of the people I'm trying to remember. My God.
Any one of them. Any one of them. Nobody.
Well, I don't know if
none
Nancy,
of them.
Okay, Nancy. What's her name?
Nancy Mace thinks she has a future in the party.
She did.
She thinks she's running for governor.
She aspired to be governor. Okay, and so she's being pressured, and she's also being a little bit tainted right now. So her career is at risk. That's another one. Okay, now we got people.
All right. Well, she doesn't actually. Mace said yesterday she's going to run as an independent. So she doesn't think she has.
Again, that was my point. People that are getting mad at him because they had desires to do something in the party.
Well, she said she would run as an independent if they don't expose all the rapists in the Epstein cult.
Okay. That kind of supports what I'm saying.
Well, Tim Burkett yesterday came out, and this is going around now, and people are buying the lie that the Democrats refused to voted against releasing the Epstein files. That the Republicans brought it up and brought it to the floor, and the Democrats shut it down.
Well, then, even if that was true, then you still release them then. I mean, it's so it's to me, it's hilarious that everyone is like dancing around this huge fucking elephant that is in the room. Like everyone knows if this guy was in your neighborhood, your next door neighbor, what would you be thinking? Exactly.
Why is my neighbor tearing down my house to put up a golf course? If he was living next door to me, that's what I'm thinking. Why is he trying to build a golf course?
But like I said, if this guy was in your neighborhood, what would you assume?
The obvious, and I think I'm pretty sure you would agree with this, that most of these people in the Republican Party would be fine with him. I shouldn't say in the Republican Party, in the Trump camp, on the Trump train, the Trump supporters would be fine with having him for a neighbor, fine having him watch their kids, because if you don't notice, a lot of them are getting arrested for child pornography and all this stuff. They're all they're all sympathetic.
It tracks. And the guy that was just pardoned, he has child abuse charges as well. Yeah. And last night I had my wife was playing pool, and I came to watch her play, and she's playing in a VFW, and the table like right next to me is like these older white guys and these older white couples, and Trumpers nonetheless. So I just want to sit there and listen, because I hear this shit too at my parents and stuff a little bit, and it's funny. They talk about delusion and stuff like that. Yeah, it's those people that are deluded, because typically the bit is in a group, like one person will ask, "Oh, didn't the House or aren't the representatives doing this?" Then someone else has to go, "Yeah, that's what I heard too, and this must be happening."
Yeah,
that's it. It doesn't get any more deeper than that. It's just let's agree with each other.
Before people get too sentimental, saying, "Oh, Ron is going to support his wife while she's playing pool." That's not why Ron goes. Ron goes because he knows there's women bending over the pool table to take these shots, and Ron is going, "Oh yeah, put that in the side pocket, baby. Oh yeah, put some backspin on that thing. Yeah, that's right. Oh, a little more chalk, a little more chalk."
Well, really, the only woman that I'm interested in there is my wife. So there isn't my the talent level is not high.
So just it's not like this is going to go away and we'll stop talking about it, but just to come back to this issue one more with releasing the Epstein files. The House will probably vote to release them. Then the Senate has to also affirm that, but then Trump has to sign off on it, and he can't. It's like signing your own confession.
But why? He's innocent. He says he's innocent.
Well, that's what the point I was going to make. Nobody will have the balls to ask him to say, "Well, what are you hiding? Why do you keep refusing? You obviously bending over backwards to threaten people not to release these things. Why?
I don't think the Senate has to sign off on it, because I think these are House papers, aren't they? I thought these were papers presented to the House, not to like the House.
Well, they signed it. Now it goes to the Justice Department. I think that's
I think you're right about that, but I did hear a lawyer yesterday saying the process now, the Senate has to approve it, and then it goes to Trump's desk, and he has to sign off on it. Maybe he could veto it. Like, wow, veto it. It's not like a bill.
I mean, the reopening of the government, sure, Trump could veto that, but I don't think Trump can stop the. If he could stop it with the stroke of his pen, why would he be going through all this shit? He obviously can't stop it. That's why he's going to Boebert and trying to get her to stop it, threatening her.
Here's Michael Popak from Legal AF says, Mike Johnson is allowing the vote because he knows that Trump will never, ever sign the release of the Epstein files.
I'm going to research that. That just doesn't sound right to me.
It didn't sound right to me when I heard it yesterday, but I've heard several people repeat it now. And the point I'm trying to make is if Trump does that, and I think he would refuse, will anybody have the fucking gonads to challenge him on it? And like, I want to see a reporter once stand up when he starts fucking yelling insults, who are you with, your fake news, all that stuff, stand up and just say, why are you protecting pedophiles? Why are you so scared? What are you so scared of? Somebody just get in his face and get back at him instead of just fucking cowering.
It would be funny if MTG brought him down, if that's what happened.
Yeah. Good morning, Ian. Coffee with the ice dodging dog. I don't like iced coffee. Anyway, yeah. So you know what? The big bottom line of this, people are like doing victory dances again. It's always like the fucking Mets, like, well, we won opening day. Well, we'll do a victory dance like we won the World Series. No, Freddy Krueger is not going away. He's just a part of the reality. I think we learned that almost.
And we didn't even talk about that zombie Mitch McConnell.
I thought he died. Didn't he
die?
Is
he even still alive? I mean, you don't see him. You don't hear from him.
Yeah, and he threw that loop in there for this bill to close up the loop for hemp products and THC-infused products. But the other thing is they didn't clarify how it's going to be enforced.
Wow.
ICE will enforce it.
Unless that goes away, but we'll see. And then there's also, what was the other shit that's in there too that was attached on? Fuck, I forget it.
And these are the same people that say all we wanted was a clean bill. Just re-up the clean bill, and then they're throwing in this shit and the thing about the lawsuit, so they can sue the government if the government petition. If a court gets a warrant for their phone records, they could sue. It's like up to $500,000. That's ridiculous. If there's a subpoena for my phone records, I don't have that recourse. So why should Congress have that recourse? That's
yeah. The guy from Palantir, I don't even know his name. It's the CEO of Palantir, and it's not Peter Thiel. It's somebody else who's running the thing. He's in an interview, and he looks. How do I say it? He looks like a fucking sissy boy. He acts. He talks with a sissy boy, effeminate, and he's talking about how real men are not allowed. There's nothing wrong with being a dude. Testosterone. This guy is like he's 3 sheets to the wind. Again, sissy boy is all I can say without getting myself in too much trouble. There's nothing masculine about this guy, and he's saying that the world isn't accepting masculine people anymore. It's just like, what the fuck? Does this guy actually believe he's like I don't know, Mr. Alpha Male? Because he's everything you would think about Revenge of the Nerds reject. Like he couldn't even make it into Revenge of the Nerds. He was too much of a sissy for them, and saying that real men are shunned in our society, and it's the worst thing that can happen to our society. And there he is, like almost ready to fucking put on a tampon. It's bizarre to see the disconnect. Do these guys even own a fucking mirror? Have you ever seen yourself on video? Do you see what you look like? You should be wearing pink and pink pantyhose. You should be wearing.
Speaking of pink pantyhose, Anne in California. Hello, Anne. She says,
"How do you know Anne has pink pantyhose on?"
Well, she just sent me a picture, and she said to say hi to you and Ron and GD. That would be me. So, hello, Anne in California.
All right. Is she on the Gov Network?
Yes.
What? All right, that's fine. I wonder how many. Do you know how many? Can you see a total? How many people have won?
20. No, it's right now. It's just 2.
Wow. And one of them's you.
It could be.
Yeah. If you're there,
I think I'm there.
All right. Yeah. So, wait. Ooh, what the hell is this? I got to read that. I got paint parties up the wazoo coming up this weekend.
Ooh, that's painful.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Are they taking you through more neighborhoods where you can get your? Or are you going to take your own cooler with bottled water so you don't have to stop anymore?
I am definitely going to bring my own water so I don't have to stop anymore. But the paint party, the one that they sent me to, was in an affluent neighborhood. No tip. I get the best tips from getting sent to bad neighborhoods, so I'm looking forward to bad neighborhoods. But today, I'm at Queens Library. The library never you get tipped at homes. You never get tipped in corporations,
right?
Or institutions or any of this kind of thing. So I'm not going to get any tips today. But tomorrow I have 3. Saturday I have 3, and Sunday I have 2. That's a lot of fucking painting to do. Going from one to the other day, all day long paint parties. So it's the economy is not affecting, or maybe it is. Maybe that's the reason people are doing this rather than going out. I don't know what the company charges. I only know what they pay me. So maybe it's an affordable way to. For people the other day it was for a vet who has an animal hospital to give his employees their Christmas party. Now that's got to be a letdown. Like we were hoping for like drinks and bonus checks. And you gave us
they could be still getting drinks. You're like
they were drinking a little, but they were drinking while they were painting, but still.
Oh, okay.
It's not, that's your Christmas party. That's your big end of the year thank you is me. Really? That's got to be disappointing. I would be disappointed if somebody, here you go, paint with Matt. I'm sorry, it's not a good advertisement for me, is it?
Well, times are rough, Matt. So
that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's the reason they're doing this. But it's surprising to me that people have money to spend on paint parties when I can't. Well, maybe I got a lot of other financial things.
Well, they do this year. Wait till next year.
Now, Ron, I have a question because I'm assuming that because you do a few because you produce shows that occasionally that comedians send you headshots, saying book me on your show. Here's my headshot. I'm really funny. Here's my headshot. I mean, does that happen to you?
Yeah, most of the time it's like video or something.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if you ever just seen the headshot and go, no fucking way. The headshot is just so stupid, or you're like, fuck it. I can't even look at this.
Well, no. I have to admit, I get friend requests from comedians, and I base whether I'm going to accept it on how they look. Like, do you look like a fucking somebody I could get along with? somebody, or do you look like a douchebag? And I guess I should do a little more in-depth research than that.
Well, I know if I get a friend request from a comedian and their name says comedian, I don't accept the friend request. You know, if they like this a comedian Billy Smart, I'm like, okay, nope. Because I have one friend that I'm aware of that has been grandfathered in because we used to work together, and that's comedian G Dane. You know, we work.
G Dane, I think that's on my list. I guess from you, but I don't know him.
Yeah, you don't know him. I've never been able to get him to get on the show sober. You know, so I stopped trying. He was like, I can, matter of fact, he tried to get on the Reverend show a couple of times and he just couldn't make it.
Whoa. You know what? I think I remember that. Somebody like, how do I get on? Asking for a link or something. And
yeah.
All right.
And matter of fact, one of the times I'd already given him the link. We'd planned in advance that he would be there. You know, he was like, okay, yeah, and I sent him the link. And then like a couple hours later, he goes, where'd you send the link to? I said, I sent it to your phone. I sent it to Messenger. I sent it to Instagram. I sent it to TikTok Messenger. I sent it on 5 different ways. Matter of fact, the message that you just sent me, if you look up 3 spots, you'll see the invite. It's like, and then he calls into the show, or at least gets on the show, not on the show, but in the chat, he goes, can you send me the thing? Like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not doing it. Fuck you.
Wow.
And they were a friend. You know, like I said, we used to work together. I'm not, no. Nope.
All right. What's going on? Next week is your birthday, right? Is it next week? Next Wednesday,
next
right?
Wednesday. Yeah. Right. Next Wednesday is my birthday. Next Thursday is the show.
Well, now why did you pick a Thursday? Or did you pick the Thursday night for a show, or did you?
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. I could have waited for a Saturday, but it was so far out. You know, Saturday or Friday night, it was so far out, and the people that I'm working with, the other comedians are so old. I wasn't sure that they'd still be alive by the time I got a Friday, Saturday. I said, no, we'll do the Thursday.
Wow.
And I ran it by them. I said, we can wait for a Saturday or Sunday, or we can take a Thursday. And they said, we'll take a Thursday. So I said, okay. And these were the Thursdays. I said, well, these are the Thursdays that are available. And so the other 3 said the 20th. I went, okay, 20th it is.
How are clubs? How's attendance doing? Because coming back to this idea about paint parties, people are staying home and they have money for paint parties. Are people not going out because they don't have money? Is attendance in clubs down?
Ron may have a different experience. I can only go by the last 3 things I saw, and they were all at the same place, up at the Church of Satire. And that's because I went there to put up flyers and stuff like that.
And that's the kind of place where people will actually bring people, right? Yeah, you know, if you're doing a show there, you're promoting it. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. It's like a small place that people bring their own crowds. It's not like
right. It holds about 70 people. It's a small venue. It holds about 70 people. One night I was there. It was the headliner and the feature were both from New York. And there were 5 paying people in the audience, 5 people in the audience total. And I was one of them.
Wow.
Now that was a Saturday night. And that was,
wow.
Now Jim Florentine was there for 2 nights, Friday and Saturday. And neither night was sold out with the 70 people.
That seems weird to me because he's, was he obviously the headliner,
he was the
right?
Feature. He was the headliner.
Wow. Wow. That's surprising to me because you don't see names like that in small clubs around here. Places
right.
that like Governors I think holds 400. I don't see how it holds 400, by the way, if you look at that big room.
You have to sit on people's laps and stuff.
Maybe, or maybe they're counting the giggle room and the outdoor because there's a little outdoor theater you guys didn't see.
And kitchen staff. They're counting the kitchen staff as well.
Yeah. I don't see how that holds 400, but definitely at least 200, right?
I'm trying to, it holds. I'm thinking because the way it's arranged, and also with when they're doing the comedy, see, because I've been there because I was there for their Christmas party or their holiday party. I don't know what they call it. And the whole middle section was cleared out for dancing. So I'm assuming they could have fit like another 100 in there.
Wow.
So I think they could do 400.
According to the sign, it's like 410 or something like that. And
I think they're lying about the extra 10.
Well, that's a fire marshal coming in there and just going,
yeah,
put a number on the sign.
Yeah, I think it's 400. I think that 10 is just lying. I think the 10 are the fire marshals coming in to count the 400.
But I've never seen like a name I would recognize headlining in a place that holds 70 people. I got to think about that. I mean, it just seems like not enough, because they generally, and I don't know what Jim Florentine gets paid, but generally the money doesn't work out for the investment and paying a guy to headline a place that only holds 70 people. You got to sell 75 tickets just to pay the headliner. It just doesn't seem.
I imagine he probably took like 80% of the door.
Is that how they work doors? I got enough.
Yeah, I bet you he took 80%.
I need a few windows. I need a roof. I need solar panels. Give me solar panels, no doors.
Yeah. But yeah, ticket sales overall are down, and it's not getting any better, because you can definitely see that people are like tightening their purse strings or whatever, because
they're not tipping the painters. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's several things that, several factors at play. I mean, the past few years, there's been a gluttony of comedy and other entertainers, and now the market's just kind of correcting itself because it's been so oversaturated, and the economy's not in a great place. And and there's so many comedians touring at a high level, whether that's big theaters or fucking arenas.
Yeah.
Well, so I think in some areas where the income is low, and so the clubs are in, where the club will attract basically people with low means, those ticket sales probably would be, because those people are more strapped for cash anyway, so they may not be there. But if you have a venue that's someplace like in a really fancy neighborhood where people have money and aren't affected by it so much, they may still be going.
Yeah, I think some of the bigger clubs still aren't quite suffering yet, but if you're not bringing in a name, it could be tough to fill seats.
Yeah, well, GD just reminded me of something that about up until I guess 6 months ago or so, it stopped. Almost every day I would get offer for free tickets because they didn't sell enough seats or something from a variety of clubs in New York, Long Island area. And they would say, well, this Friday night we're offering free tickets to you because you're on the mailing list or whatever. Haven't gotten that, and people stopped doing that, which is kind of weird. And I just noticed it now because you're talking about it. But I haven't gotten any of it.
And comedy also suffers from local producers. I mean, it's in every scene that you go to. There are people that are producing shows that the shows aren't very good, and the ticket prices way too much. I participated in a contest last.
Oh, not a contest.
Oh no,
yeah. I mean, this was a contest, and they were charging way too much for the door. It was like a $20 ticket if you paid at the door.
Wow.
So yeah, and I guess they wanted you to buy them online, but then you're still looking at a service fee. So let's call it $17. And for that type of show, it was just way too much. And the contest, one of the criterias was, your stage performance and your writing jokes and all that. And one of the guys that made it into the final round of the contest was using fucking notes the entire time.
No, you can't. No, you can't use notes in a contest. No.
I know. No. I can't. You don't use notes at all for a paid event.
Okay, let's put it this way. Okay. If you're in a contest and you're using notes, okay, you should not advance to the next round. Okay. If they let you on the stage, let's say they didn't know that you were going to use notes. the sheer fact that you're using notes, they should say, okay, that's nice. You're not moving on. Yeah, you were funny. That's nice. But you're funny with your notes. You're not moving on. Yeah.
Well, I knew, like, I'm glad I went to this event because
contest.
Yeah, I'm sorry, contest.
Yeah.
I went to it, and it was good in the fact that I've seen a lot of things which I don't like about comedy, and it really showed me too. A lot of people do not have self-awareness even to produce a show, because when I was in the bathroom at this contest before it was getting ready to start,
Matt, you got to do it with us.
Yeah,
Contest.
One of the guys who was judging it and who's involved with, I guess, he's like, oh, I asked him, he comes in the bathroom and says, oh man, you ready to party tonight? Because he had the suit on and stuff. And he's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, we just had more people last year. I can't figure out why we don't have more people. And I'm thinking to myself, you can't fucking figure this out. You're charging way too much for this. And it was, yeah. Then the contest, when the host went up on stage, he did fucking 20 minutes up front. Then he would do like almost 3 to 5 minutes in between comics in the beginning. It was horrible.
So, but way too much. I mean, what would be a good price to charge?
$10 at most for something like that, because the whole lineup is essentially open micers, because you're competing for the spot. And the guy who won this contest, he won it last year, and he does stuff with this comic already. So why are you having him participate?
I was going to ask you, because the last time I was involved in a contest, I knew when I saw the lineup, I knew who they wanted to win. It was one of those contests where, they asked. I was asked, do I want to come? And that's how I learned about these things. Someone says, gee, there's a contest, blah blah blah. Do you want to be in it? And I'm like, sure, I'll try, whatever. And then I find out who the judges are and who the comedians are, and then I could tell who the winner was going to be, regardless of what happened in the actual show. And I've seen that 3 times now.
Yeah, and
I don't know how you stop yourself from calling it out.
I have called it out.
Grab the mic and say, "This thing is fucking rigged."
Oh no! Well, it's weird because sometimes you, I think the first time I noticed it, I couldn't believe it. It was one of those things where, and this was a while ago. They had an actual, at the end of after the contest, they had 2 professional comedians, from Comedy Central. I think a guy named Red and another guy's name I can't remember.
Blue.
Yeah, Blue. And they both, after my performance, thought I won. And this is before the judging. This is like I just walked off the stage and they're like, that you no way you can't win. And then another comedian, Sean Savoy, who at the time, he respects me, but we weren't friends. He goes, you nailed it, man. All the other comedians knew I won. And then they pulled up the first round, and then they said the first person they said that they said moved on to the next round. The first person, when they announced them, I looked at my wife. I said, I didn't make it. I didn't make it out of the first round. She goes, how do you know? I said, because that guy there was nowhere near. He wasn't funny. He just brought the most people. But that wasn't supposed to be the criteria. That was supposed to be the criteria for how many minutes you get, not the judging. The judging was supposed to be on professionalism, all that stuff, the real performance. That's not what happened. And I didn't get out the first round, and everybody was fucking shocked. The comedians were shocked.
I mean, in the world of comedy, contests are just ridiculous because they're just money grabs for the producer or the club. I mean, in all honesty, that's all it is, because your talent is not getting paid. So right there, that's cheap production right there. You don't have to pay anything to your talent. And Yeah, so it's
the thing because
it's just
when you
the frustrating thing is when if you tell people there's going to be criteria and certain things like this happen, it's
Yeah.
like you can clearly see the bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole mentality behind doing whether it's like open mics or contests or all this stuff is the mentality behind it is I'm going to get people who are at the area in their career where they still have friends and family who are going to come out and they'll get people, they'll bring some people because they're fairly new and they're going to call all their friends and all their family and beg them to buy tickets. That's basically what open mics or contests are all about at that stage. So with that said, if somebody did that to me and I committed to go, I wouldn't care if it was $20 or $10. I've committed to go for this person. I owe them a favor or something. I'm going to show up. I don't think the price is the issue. It's just like I don't want to go. I don't want to sit through 2 hours of fucking open mic level or contest people. I just, that part of it would keep
Well,
me away.
actually, I think I think the price does matter because I think now like the contest at Magoobies, they've raised the ticket price, and it's like $20 to go to the competition now.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't want to spend
Like,
it, but if
I
I
don't have a
already
problem.
committed, it wouldn't. If I've already said, I owe you a favor, I'm coming. It wouldn't deter me. That wow, that's fucking a lot of money, dude. $20 is not. It's not. But I would not. I would not plan on going if I wouldn't go to something just haphazardly and say, "Wow, I'm walking up to a comedy club. Who's here tonight? Nobody ever heard of $20." I would say, "Get the fuck out of here." Why would I pay $20 for open micers when I could go see open micers for free anywhere?
Yeah, exactly. And like for a club, like I understand that a club needs to make some money because there is labor and they're doing shit. But in the end, if you it should be a $10 ticket at most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
$10.
I would think you'd want that because hopefully you'd make it up in the volume of people,
Exactly. They used to
and
have,
it gets people in the door to see your club.
and they used to have a. I don't see this anymore. A 2-drink minimum or 2-item minimum. I don't see those anywhere. And I've been to a lot of comic clubs. I don't. I do just mandatorily by myself, just buy dinner and drinks and stuff.
I
But
think a
I don't.
lot have. I think a lot are moving away from that model,
I
and they're
think I
just
think
charging more at the ticket price.
that, and it's also possible that some people already have the mindset, I'm going to a club, I have to buy,
Yeah, that's
because
me.
it's like the normal thing. It's like, yeah, I'm going to, I'd have to buy 2 drinks and a meal or whatever. But
I can't imagine sitting there in a comedy club and the waitress comes over. Can I get you? No, I'm just drinking water. I'm just here to laugh.
now I have one of the things and I do not do contests. I haven't done a contest in years. Sorry, I haven't done a contest in years. Is that they changed some? I was at one where they changed the rules in the middle of the contest. Actually, I've been to 2 where they changed the rules in the middle of the contest to accommodate another comedian that they wanted to be on the contest. Like I was at one in DC. This is again years ago. Beer Baron. You familiar with Beer Baron, Ron?
Yeah.
Okay. They had a contest and we were at the semifinals. We were in the semifinals and they brought in another comedian who didn't go through the ranks. Like the rest of us went from the beginning up. This guy they brought in at the semifinals, and he was already a professional. He wasn't an amateur like us. He was already a touring professional. And he won the contest. Wow. I'm shocked. He beat a bunch of amateurs. A professional touring comedian beat a bunch of amateurs.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to compete from the beginning like the rest of us.
Yeah. So moving on.
Yeah.
I went to an audition Monday night. Acoustic guitar. It was a duo, girl singer and a guy who sits on the djembe and plays drums. Her boyfriend, younger people, and I was the last person in the studio that night. And they were doing 15-minute auditions. They kept me for 45 minutes, and walking out of there, honestly, and I'm not saying this because I didn't get the gig. 'Cause I didn't get the gig. The spoiler alert. I didn't want it. It's just like they weren't. They were young. And I'm not being ageist here, but they didn't seem to have a lot of experience and didn't really know the gigging life, what goes what goes into being a professional musician and getting gigs and all this stuff. And I didn't feel like I wanted it. My wife asked me how it went. I said, well, I had fun playing, and they kept me. It was supposed to be you go in and do 3 songs. I did like 20 songs. We played until the end of the time they had for the studio, and they were all having fun. But then I got a thing where I got the ages thing. We're sorry, but thanks for coming down, but we're going to go with somebody younger. It's like, well, that's I kind of relieved, and I didn't say I was kind of relieved, but I said thank you and best of luck. But the that idea that I get it, but they definitely, the people who were auditioned before me and whoever they went with definitely didn't have the depth of. I knew every song on their list. They gave me a list of like 60 songs, and they said learn 3 or 4 of them, and I came down knowing all of them, and they were surprised by some of the ones I pulled out. But the guy, I thought by the list, they had some girl songs and some guy songs. She was singing all the guy songs. She was singing all the lead on all the songs. They did one I suggested, Leather and Lace, because it was on their list, and they were surprised, like they had never done this before. And the guy stood up and he started singing the Don Henley part. You in the moonlight. I was like, no, if you're gonna sing Don Henley, you gotta go get in the tenor, come from the belly. You can't do it all in head voice, baritone. You in the moonlight with your sleepy eyes. Would you ever love a man like me? No, that ain't. If you're gonna do that in a club, you're gonna get booed. But it was an experience. So it was a fun way to get out on a Monday night. But I didn't get the gig. It felt like
next time you just want to get out on a Monday night, why don't you come into Mr. Tongue's? Come in.
See, if it weren't as far, this was already far enough. It was a half-hour drive.
Oh my God! You drove a whole half hour
on a Monday night for a guy 66 years old. That is a long way. Yeah, I mean,
and on Long Island, nonetheless, still.
Yeah. Well, it's a Monday night. There's no traffic.
No.
Yeah, it was 9 o'clock too. It was way after rush hour. It wasn't like a 7 o'clock thing.
Yeah, I'm almost 66, and yeah, it's rough for me. Like on a Monday night to drive almost an hour and 20 minutes. I mean, so I can't imagine you having to drive a half an hour on a Monday night. I can't imagine. It's just
I drive 20 minutes on a Monday night.
Wow, how do you do it?
I don't know. I've been doing it for years though, so I'm managing.
My hat. Wait a minute. Where's my hat? Where's my hat? Wait a minute.
It's just like, why am I even?
My hat is off to you, Ron.
Questioning why I'm even auditioning is because I do miss, going out with doing the gigs solo. I love that because it gives me the freedom to do whatever I want. I don't have to depend on anybody knowing the material or any of that stuff. I can literally do whatever I want. But I do miss singing with other people. I miss the voices, and the voices just weren't there. This was one girl who sang lead. I don't think she knew how to harmonize at all. I don't think because it didn't seem to me like that's even part of it. And so that's the main reason I think I wanted to connect with other people, is to hear more voices than my own shitty voice all the time. But it just wasn't there. Brandon said he did 50,000. I was thinking about mileage, what I put on my car every year, because I was going for insurance the other day. Oh, this is something I want to talk about too. 50,000 miles on a car this year. That's 1,000 miles a week almost. That's a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. I went to get life insurance quotes yesterday because my wife has been the Altice thing has still not been settled. I don't know where my life insurance is with that. We should have alternate life insurance on me in case I drop dead. And I said, 60
or get dropped by ice.
Yeah, or that. at 66 years old, nobody's going to want to. That's like a gambling thing. Like, this guy's not a good bet. Because what they do, how insurance works, you pay them a dividend, and then they invest it, and they hope to make more money off of that investment over time than they're going to have to pay you when you croak. And he was talking about term insurance, how long a term you want to go for. This is kind of weird. If I take 5 years, like and get a low premium, right? I take my 5 years. Now, when it's getting close to 5 years, I'm like in a rush to die, because otherwise that money I spent was just wasted money. I just giving that. So I'm on a timeline now. I have to die before that 5 years is up, or my wife gets nothing and I can't buy. I'm 71 now. I can't buy insurance then. So she was like, take 20. No matter how many years you take, you're on a clock where you're now. I got to die before this is up, or I'm going to get ripped off.
I can see you being in your house, and it's been 4 years and 364 days, and about 10 minutes to midnight, you'll be like, well, I'll see you, honey. And then you just walk out of your house into a field.
Yeah.
like the scene from was it one of the Hobbit movies?
Just give her a kiss.
Gandalf comes. Yeah, Gandalf comes and says, "This is your last journey. We're going to take you on the river."
Yeah.
I think I'm ready for one more adventure.
And I don't know how the math works out, but let's say the premium, let's just take a number. $100 a week is just an easy number to work with. So that would be that's $5,200 a year, right? If I invested that in like a high yield savings account or something, wouldn't I be better off? Than, at least I know that she's got that $5,000 times however many years. I don't know. The insurance stuff just feels like once you sign up for it at this point, you're on a deadline. You better die by the time that term is up, because you can't buy, like if she said take it 20 years, because my mom and her father and her mother all died like 86. So if I took a 20-year program, but then let's say I'm 86 is coming up, and we're about to run out. What's the choice there?
What you do is at that point you cash out. You sell it to one of those people that buy insurance from you. They buy insurance.
When you're that old, do people buy an 86-year-old?
I don't know how that stuff works.
Me neither. But I would think so. If I put $5,000 in for 20 years, that's $100,000. At least you get something. Then I don't have to kill myself on my birthday or whenever.
Is that $5,000 minus the $3,000 you got to pay for trees a year? Because aren't you paying $3,000 a year to get trees?
Yeah, that's just a built-in like expense.
Oh, okay.
When people talk about budgeting, there are lots of things people overlook, like how many trees are going to fall in this neighborhood. Everybody has to spend $3,000 to $5,000 a year on tree removal. And I could live in a less rural place where we don't have so many trees, but then there's trade-offs there.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about life insurance. When I left my job at Frito, I have a pension through them, and they really wanted me to exercise the pension.
Yeah,
they wanted me to opt out early.
I would if I were you.
I didn't though.
I would. The reason I'm saying this is because I've had, when I was in Cablevision, and this is what I was talking about, Altice. I was with Cablevision. I had great retirement. Not great. I have a lot of money in some retirement 401k there. I had life insurance through that. I had a retirement program. They got bought out by a corporation called Altice. And now if I go to Altice and say, where's my stuff? Nobody wants to give me a straight answer on this. I went to the bank. GD recommended I go to a bank. They can't really help me track this down. Well, you got to hire a lawyer. Now I got to hire like a investigative lawyer at $10,000 a month on a retainer to go find my money or something. It's just, so I would have definitely been better off had I just cashed out when I left there.
No, and I get that, but I decided I'm gonna let it ride, because I wasn't gonna do them the favor of giving them back a chunk of money than having to pay tax on it. I'm like, fuck that. Fuck that.
So my only advice at this point would be keep an eye on them. Make sure you watch their financials. If they're looking to sell, then at that point maybe you should. If somebody's going to buy them out, because this is a nightmare now. It's like I got money that a corporation is playing hide and seek with. It's fucked up. Yeah, whole insurance. I get it when people say, "Oh, insurance is just a scam." It is it's a gambling ring.
It is. Yeah, it is a scam. If it wasn't, if it wasn't a scam, they wouldn't make money.
Yeah. So the guy asked me, "When was the last time you had a full physical?" And I'm thinking, I said, 45 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, why doesn't all this fight over healthcare? Why doesn't anyone ever just talk about? Well, if you look what the Senate and the House of Representatives are getting healthcare wise, why are we deserving any less?
Because you're scum.
Oh, because we voted for them and nobody voted for us. If people would just vote for us,
that's not true. I got one vote.
Okay,
then there is. I mean, people. I don't know. For some reason, people don't seem to realize that there's poor insurance and there's rich insurance.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. So I don't know where the idea with this whole healthcare thing. It's why don't we just? I sound like a fucking communist now. Well, universal healthcare. Why? I mean, the one payer, the single payer thing. We're just going to keep going around with this nonsense plans that don't work and cost people too much money till the end of time. And like, what's the point of all this? All the rich people are well taken care of anyway. And I said, I think to one of I think it was Lindsey Graham. I said, why don't you just fucking murder us all and just fucking suck, jump, stick in hell? Isn't that the fucking goal here?
Yeah, because even if, let's say there was no such thing as insurance, period. The rich people,
do we have
really
to say
rich
that?
people.
There's no such thing as insurance, period. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we said that. So the rich people would still have like concierge doctors. If they could still actually get their abortions because they had their concierge doctor come to the house and do their abortion. They could still have third world livers shipped in so that they could have a new liver. They can buy a liver from a third world country and have it shipped in, or a heart or whatever they need. So yeah, they would still get it no matter what. I think it was President Clinton, or it could have been Obama, says, "Don't worry about the rich; they'll be okay."
What the hell is this? I don't know. So speaking of abortion, now Destiny, the
dancer,
the live streamer, Destiny, not Destiny's Child. There's a live streamer, a left-wing pundit, but he's kind of he gets in fights with other progressives and liberals and whatever. He was having a debate with a woman on the abortion issue. He is pro-choice. She is pro-life and like no abortion. So it's just weird to see a man arguing for women's right to choose and a woman arguing that the government should tell her.
Well, just for the record, I refuse to call them pro-life. I call them anti-choice because there are other things that they do demonstrate that they're not pro-life. They're just anti-choice.
Right. Yeah. Right. And yeah, she's not she's not for her own choice to do what she wants with her own body. She thinks that the state.
Well, I mean, you seen what happened with Snap. That should tell you how much they care for kids.
Yeah. What? Oh, when you say NP, it took me a minute to figure out. This Slaptail saying I'm an NP. I was like, nurse practitioner. I forget.
Oh, I thought it was a non-person.
That's what I thought too. That was my first. Like, what does NP stand for? I'm like all over the map here. Oh yeah, I'm an NP in America, and I think we should have socialized medicine, even if it meant I made less. I don't think it would mean that the people. Well, so the elite doctors would make less, like the Beverly Hills doctors would make less, probably, right? If we changed the whole paradigm. What was the rest of that? I forgot to. At least everyone would have insurance. The rich could still pay for what they want in Thailand.
Yeah, because there's some people that can't get what they want here, and they just have the money to go out of the country to get it, like abortions.
Yeah.
If abortion became totally illegal, and they even said the death penalty for the doctor and the mom and the dad.
Yeah.
The rich people would still go out of the country and get their abortions. Or they go to a boat 3 miles off the shore, a cruise liner or yacht 3 miles off the coast, and have it done there.
This is back to the life insurance thing. Brandon started saying you can borrow against the policy as an asset. I know that's true. I used to deal with like life insurance salespeople talking to when I was a young person. I don't think that holds true when you become a senior citizen. Nobody's gonna lend you money against that because you're
sure they would. Yeah, they will.
At a high super high interest rate. You're a high risk football. You're betting on the Jets to win the Super Bowl there.
Yeah, but if the insurance policy
baby.
is a collateral, they're going to get paid. That's they're going to get paid. They're getting their money.
Yeah, this is America. If you had 2 days left, they'd sign you up. I mean, you're going to make one payment.
And you wouldn't have to wait. They wouldn't have to wait 30 years to get paid because they know you're not making it 30 years. And it's like, oh, no, he's not making it 30 years.
Well, where do they get the money from if you die? You don't get blood out of a stone. If you just drop dead, where you say they get paid? Anyway?
The policy is the collateral.
They'll make money, or it's probably a write-off for them.
Well, the policy isn't going to, I mean, the policy is not going to be for that much unless you're paying super high premiums. Like for me,
but even still, they're not going to give you, if you use the policy as collateral, they're not going to lend you more than the policy is worth.
Right. That's the kind of the point. So it's not really an asset if I can borrow against it. Yeah, it's not much.
Well, I mean, you're going to have your 50-year mortgage and your 15-year car loan. So.
Yeah. Oh man, isn't that great? A 15-year car loan.
Why not just bump it up to 20? I mean, come on.
So that is so like because FDR did introduce the 30-year mortgage, and that helped people a lot. I think before that it was 10 or something, right? So that helped people buy homes. But this idea of a 50-year mortgage, that again, now who would give a 50-year mortgage to a guy who's over 50 or even over 40, right? You're expecting that at some point they're going to default and you're going to take the house back, or they're just going to drop dead.
Probably. Well, yeah, it becomes like the used car market where, they're going to move in for a bit and maybe then they can't afford it, then flip it and resell it.
Yeah. And then you don't get to the point of owning it from the bank, even if you're really aggressive at it, till 40 years in or something, 35 years in. Even if you pay more than your monthly minimums every year, you'll never get to the point where you're just paying property tax on the place.
Well, I think a year or two ago, last week tonight with John Oliver, they did this whole piece of the used car market and how the car market just preys upon people that really don't have money, but they need a car desperately because it's the only way they can get around. And so they actually followed this one car because it was sold like 15 times and repossessed 15 times. And it just was basically this car going around in a circle, making that company money because this person would default, they'd repo it, then it just becomes a whole process. And so they found one car, and they actually found this car and bought it after like it had been passed around so many times.
Yeah, that's got to be a rough business, the repo business, right? I think there's been movies made about that, but the actual reality of it, being that guy that's going to take somebody who's like behind on their bills and going to take their car. This is like the stuff out of classical like old-time movies where you're just a bad guy now. You're the villain. You're the capitalist villain who's coming to take things away from people in need. Old Mother Hubbard who lives in a shoe, you're taking her shoelace.
Well, there's Instagram accounts out there with repo guys, and they got the cameras on their truck and they're taking people's cars, and it's a weird thing because it's like, well, if you're cheering for it, you don't know what that person's financial situation is. Did something happen to them? Did they fucking have something medical and it fucking completely wiped them out?
Yeah. Brandon brings up this thing about if you bury relatives on your property, you don't have to pay property tax. I'm not sure if that's every state, right? That's a by
That
state
sounds
thing.
like a state-to-state thing.
You don't have to pay property tax, but the fucking hauntings are nonstop.
You can make a movie.
Well, I'm just thinking about this because there are around here. There are people who are built on top of burial ground. Their property is on top of there's cemeteries, like private cemeteries, all over the place. There's one like
Oh yeah, we have them here in these small towns. There's houses that have their own like personal graveyard.
Gravestones that say like 1500 or 1505 or something. Like, whoa! Yeah. I can't believe they even had stones in those days to build to carve. But where does because I have my mom in a box in the closet, her ashes.
Put her in the yard.
That's what I'm thinking. If I just go out and bury the box, does that count? Can I get an exemption then? Because
and I have a question for you two guys. I'm being interviewed. I'm sorry. I'm recording a podcast this evening, and the topic is my 5 favorite comedy movies. That's what the topic is. And I was just wondering what your guys' 5 favorite comedy movies are. I know I shouldn't ask Matt that because Matt doesn't know 5 comedy movies. He's probably thinking Godfather 1, Godfather 2, Godfather 3, and Goodfellas.
I know comedy movies, but my references are going to be like, before pre-boomer.
Well, that's okay. That's what the question is, your favorites, not how recent are they?
Yeah, I would probably go with Duck Soup.
Oh, Jesus, that's old.
I know.
No, let me stop.
I know.
No,
Duck Soup is number 1. I think A Visitor from a Small Planet, Jerry Lewis, is number 2. I would probably hate to put Jerry. I only have 5 spots, so I don't want a Jerry Lewis. But I love those old Jerry Lewis movies, the Big Mouth.
Yeah.
Monty Python. If I probably put Blazing Saddles, but Young Frankenstein. I don't want to put 2 Mel Brooks in there. So
yeah. I was thinking, because I don't want to put 2 Mel Brooks movies in there, so I did the same thing. I had the Blazing Saddles, so I had to bump Young Frankenstein. I didn't have to, but I decided to bump Young Frankenstein.
I don't know if the Big Lebowski is considered a comedy.
Yeah, I would say that's like a comedy drama. Or
it's definitely one of my favorite. It's definitely one of my favorite movies. If it's a comedy, then it belongs in there. It's just a weird.
It's a great fucking movie, though.
Yeah. Is that 5? Did I hit 5 already?
I wasn't actually counting. You said Duck Soup, Blazing Saddles. I don't know if you kept Young Frankenstein in there or not because you said you didn't want to.
Young Frankenstein over Blazing Saddles, I think. Young Frankenstein. So I have Duck Soup. I have A Visitor to a Small Planet with Jerry Lewis. He's a fucking Martian or whatever he is.
Are you okay?
And I think you said Monty Python.
That sounded like my Holy Grail. That sounded like a sound effect that Ron put in there. That was his actual wife.
And my wife was pouring tea, and then she poured the hot water over my hand.
So that's
like Young Frankenstein.
Yeah. Okay.
So we get Ron acting out the Young Frankenstein part.
Yeah.
Sorry, Laura, you're the monster.
Sorry. And Big Lebowski. Yeah, that's 5.
Okay.
Look at that. There's a lot of, and I'm not, a lot of the things that people like Caddyshack, I'm not a big fan of. And I know, well, that's like blasphemy. People love Caddyshack. I love some parts of the movie. I like Bill Murray and Chevy Chase's scene with the, but I don't love the whole movie. I mean, I'm not a Ted Knight fan. I think he was dead. I am a Rodney fan. You know what? Easy Money might be a good one too. Speaking of,
have you watched Easy Money though recently?
No. Well, I about 5 years ago I did when the first time Jeff Altman was on when I was because he plays the coke dealer, right? Is that Easy Money?
It's been a while since I
Easy Money.
Yeah. I was just curious if that movie would hold up.
It's funny because you just reminded me of a movie that I didn't put on my list, and now I don't know. It's called Money Pit.
Money Pit?
The Money Pit.
Is that Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks and
I love that movie. It's
all right.
it's,
So let's hear your 5.
well, for like comedies, there's definitely more than 5, but Spaceballs would definitely be up there.
Oh, see, Mel Brooks.
Because
Too many.
I love Spaceballs. Tommy Boy for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I actually recently just watched The Hangover. It's a solid comedy.
That's not a good one.
Revisiting that. I mean, it's not like the greatest, but it makes sense. Fuck. I don't know. There's so many out there.
Yeah,
I like I don't know, like all time, and like I struggle too, like with the Mel Brooks things, because there's a couple Mel Brooks movies like Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, History of the World, Robin Hood, Men in Tights. That's
yeah.
See, all the Richard Pryor movies I get mixed up. So but I think there's one where way up or something like that. Which way is up? He gets ass raped by a woman with a vibrator, and then a little later on, he's in a motel room, and his wife or girlfriend has a electric toothbrush, and he hears it going like, "What the fuck is that?"
I love the movie The Other Guys. That is that is a great fucking comedy.
Yeah.
I love
Chad Davis. Welcome.
I love Step Brothers also. Step Brothers is a funny, dark comedy.
Yeah. Just, you know what? I have to revisit my list because there was nothing. There was nothing newer than like Monty Python and Holy Grail on my list. I think I got to update it beyond that. But yeah, so many old, but they're not making.
So what makes those movies like? Okay, so if you watch any of those movies now, do you still laugh like you used to, or do you look at it and go like, this is a great movie, and you don't laugh, you just say that's a great movie? Do you still laugh at the
Young Frankenstein? I think I would still laugh my balls off for. I haven't seen it in a while. I should test myself on that, but because I know everything that's coming. But even so, it's still funny. Right. I mean, we just laughed at Ron getting the tea poured on the hot water. What happened?
Somebody solo this.
Benny Hill wasn't a. Is there a movie?
I don't think there's a Benny Hill movie.
I don't think there is either.
No, that was just TV.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chad, thanks. Where are you from, Chad? If you don't mind us asking you. Oh, The Jerk was a good movie too. You know, had a neighbor in The Jerk.
I just watched The Jerk recently. It's got moments. But I don't know if it would be like a greatest comedy. There are moments in it, but
the Optograb stuff is funny. That whole premise of the Optograbs. Carl Reiner was always funny. Jerk. My neighbor who would play Luca Brasi in The Godfather is also in The Jerk. He's
Oh, and what about Airplane? Would definitely be on my
yeah. That's on Airplane's on my list. Yeah.
I'm actually reading currently I'm reading the book Surely You Can't Be Serious, about the making of Airplane, and
man,
it's fucking fabulous.
Dan Pasternak, who was on the program about, I always say probably 2 months ago now, he was doing a piece with the guys.
It was like a series. They were doing a tour for the anniversary of Airplane.
Right, yeah. The re-release.
Like a meet and greet.
Yeah.
Kind of like a meet and greet tour.
Yeah. WVY, West Virginia? Wow. So I think that's the first that I got to look at our analytics and see what the traffic is like from West Virginia. I can't imagine we get a lot of people from West Virginia, but welcome.
Now, Ron, have you seen the new Naked Gun? I didn't see the new Naked Gun yet.
That's why, not just that movie, but the whole new comic. They're not making comics.
I watched I got through like 40 some minutes of the new one, and like it wasn't bad, like the jokes and stuff, but it still felt like, why are we doing this? Come up with something new.
Leslie Nielsen, right? Or is that who?
No, the new one has Liam Neeson.
That's what I meant. The name is too familiar.
Yeah.
And Pamela Anderson is in that too?
Yeah.
Right? She's in it as well.
Is she funny?
Yeah, she is actually. She is good.
Wow, I can't imagine her being funny.
Well, people said the same thing about Priscilla Presley when they didn't think that she could be funny, but she didn't have to be like hilarious. The script did a lot of the work for her. She just had to deliver it. Like the line where it says, "It's a nice beaver." She's not even in the scene. She just had to say, "Thanks, I just had it stuffed."
Yeah.
Well,
and like what made when they're talking about like making Airplane and stuff and getting these actors, they kept telling the actors, because they had like the like Bob Stack and stuff like that, and giving him the script. They said when he read it, he loved it. Like everyone thinks he's like such a serious guy, but they said Bob was actually he read it. He's like, I get this. This is funny as hell, and he enjoyed it. And they said he like really got into it.
I'm ashamed of myself.
You don't know who Anna Nicole Smith is?
No, with my list of 5. And I left off.
We weren't trying to bring shame. I was just trying to get the conversation.
No, I know, but I'm ashamed of myself that I didn't even think of this, because it's in my list of top movies of all time. Not necessarily, I wouldn't even think of, even though it's a comedy, definitely a comedy. For me, it's just a movie I love. Ford Fairlane, Rock and Roll Detective. I have The Godfather, Unforgiven, Ford Fairlane, Rock and Roll Detective are my 3 favorite movies of all time. I mean, and not just Dice Clay. He mentioned Priscilla Presley, which remind me, Wayne Newton's in that fucking movie playing the villain. Gilbert Gottfried's in the movie. It's just, I don't know. I love that movie. It's fucking great. Nobody else loved that movie.
Was it Matt? Was it the one here that we were talking about how they got June Cleaver to learn jive? For Airplane. Was it on this show with Dan Pasternak? They took her to lunch, and I said there was the black guys teaching jive.
I think that was after Dan Pasternak. It was when she passed, and we were doing a little kind of I don't know.
Okay.
I couldn't believe that she was she was jive speaking, and I know the whole idea of speaking jive. Like, what? I never heard. I mean, jive talking. I know the Bee Gees song, but I didn't know that's a.
Well, the funny thing about that, at least for me, is like, because in my neighborhood, that was a language. Jive was a language. My uncle's square business. Well, actually, it was my uncle Ralph, but we called him Uncle Square Business because all he talked was jive, and his catchphrase for almost everything. His punctuation mark was square business. So that's how he ended the sentence. He'd be like, like if Ron says, "So GD, how's it going today?" I'm like, "Yeah, baby, like my cars, everything is good, square business." And that's how he ended every sentence. And we'd be like, "Yeah, baby, we were checking on the lowdown, square business."
Wow.
And my uncle Deedle spoke jive, and his thing was shit.
Yeah.
That's how he ended the sentence. He'd be like, "Yeah, man, I went to the store, came back, and then everything was cool and shit."
I don't remember if Gilbert was in any other movies other than Ford Fairlane. What do you remember Gilbert Gottfried?
Yeah, he popped up in small roles. Oh, and he's a voice of the parrot in Aladdin.
Yeah,
that got him a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was
the Affleck duck? He had that for a bit until he made that joke.
This is not in even my top 100 because, but there was a movie. Artie Lang and Bob Saget directed the movie. Artie Lang and Norm Macdonald.
Oh yeah, Dirty Work.
Dirty Work. Yeah,
he wasn't in Dirty Work. Dirty Work is a funny movie too, because it's there's just so many funny scenes in Dirty Work.
You know what? I think Norman and Artie could have done a lot more together and just probably parlayed that into something bigger. I think Saget probably could have done more movies too. He obviously died young. Well,
no, I know I am not like a big Will Ferrell. Is that his name? I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan, but I remember the first Anchorman. I like the first Anchorman. And then I think they did 2 and 3 and 4 or something. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm
Yeah, they only
again,
made one more, but yeah, the first Anchorman is solid, and I the other guys is a solid,
oh
funny
yeah,
movie.
that's it. And I'm not a Will Ferrell fan, but every time the other guys comes on television, I watch it.
Yeah, that movie is so funny, and I think they took a lot of approaches like to what Airplane did. It's
Yeah,
like let's
and they
play this subtle and serious.
yeah. And the thing and one of the great things is like I think the two biggest names in the film they killed off in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I remember my wife because Carol loves Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
I think I'm only married to her because she didn't get a chance to meet him first. I think that's how I got in here. But
Yeah, and like when
so
they're at their funerals and Will Ferrell's like,
yes,
you jumped off of a building. I mean,
Yeah.
and then they start fighting at the funeral and they're fighting like this.
yeah.
So why has Hollywood stopped? Is because comedies don't. I thought comedies did well, like especially summertime, especially around the Christmas holidays season. Comedies always did well. What is it a money? Why are they not making comedies?
It's strictly money because since especially now because so many corporations own or have their hands in these companies, they're making movies like manufacturing. They're like, oh, the Avengers makes this, and this movie only does this. Like,
they did well though. Did they stop doing? Did comedy stop doing well, or it's
well, yes, well, comedies are tough, just because they're not. Movie companies do not like comedies because they're not broad appeal. Like if you make a comedy here in America, it's pretty much for American audiences because that's the sensibilities and things like that. Same like if you would make a comedy in South Korea, it's going to be funnier to someone in South Korea because they get they're in the country, they understand the country's sensibilities.
What you'd have to do is you have to almost you have to write your movie or edit your movie so that let's say there's five areas or big markets. So let's China is a big market. You have to have, let's say, enough of some stunts in there for the Chinese market to go, that was pretty good. And, so you take away that and have the movie be good as a whole. But again, what do I know? But I do want to address something Chad asked. It goes, was jive in the 70s like Ebonics in the 90s? And I'm going to say no. And as the resident brown person on the show, jive in the 70s there was a more mastery of the language with jive. Ebonics, I think, was dumbing down the English language for Black people. That's my opinion.
Do you guys know of the comedy troupe Broken Lizard? They made the movie Super Troopers is one of their movies.
I remember Super Troopers. Yeah.
Yeah. So the one of the guys in that wrote a book.
Well, is Super Troopers the bug movie?
No, Super Troopers is about 5 state police officers fighting with regional police officers. But it's a funny movie. But the guy who directed that, Jay Cantasekar, he's directed, and Broken Lizard's still around. They're making movies and stuff. But he talked about this in his book a few years ago about making comedies and going to an executive, having a meeting with them. It's like, well, if we can make this comedy for like 15 million and we'll probably make 30 to 40 million off of it. And the executive says, yeah, it's not really good.
Right.
We need something to make at least 100 million. And 100 million to them is still considered like a single. It's not even a home run at this point.
So for that, you'd have to do something, let's say something along the line, and I hate to say this, Ghostbusters was good, the first one. Then they went and did the 19 other ones or whatever, how many they made. With Ghostbusters, you had the merchandising. So even if the movie only did like, let's say the movie cost 15 or 30 million to make, and they made 50 million, from the movies, tickets. But then you have the merchandising, then that might sell that might make it interesting to the studio if they have the merchandising rights.
I'm just looking up comedy movies.
It's funny you mentioned that, GD. There is a movie that is on Netflix, and it's done really well, called K-pop Demon Hunters, and it's a kids movie.
Yeah.
Sony Pictures originally made that movie. Sony made it, and then they screened it, and they're like, we don't think this can do well. And so they kind of set it on a shelf. Then Netflix comes along. Netflix buys it from Sony for $20 million. And what Netflix did, Netflix released it in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
They made merchandise, and it is now a huge hit for them.
Wow.
It did well theatrically, and it's killing on Netflix. And they have all sorts of merchandise. So they basically turned, to make the math simple, a $20 million investment. They made at least $100 million off of that.
Yeah.
I Googled top 2025 comedy movies. You got Kevin James Play Date, which I've heard of. I'm not
you say 2025 like they were made this year?
Yeah, they came out this year.
In theaters this year?
Yeah. So Kevin James, I got a lot of friends who are in the Kevin James circle of comedy, whether open for him or part of feature for him or whatever. I don't like his movie. I mean, this is Paul Blart, right? Mall cop guy. He's got this thing he's doing on TikTok where he's teasing people for his upcoming movie where he's Matt the art teacher, and it's like what he's spending all his time getting into character to do TikTok shorts of the character that's coming up in this movie where he's an art teacher and he gets jilted. He goes to get married in France or Italy or somewhere, and then they're doing all these. But his movies, Play Date, that I heard of, but that's a bomb, right? This is why they're not making movies. That's a Good Fortune I've heard of. This is Keanu Reeves.
Right? Yeah, that's out in theaters now. That movie Play Date, what you were hovering over it, that's an Amazon Prime movie.
Yeah, so it's not even in theaters?
No. Yeah, and the guy who's starring with them, Alan Richardson, or whatever his name is.
Richardson, yeah.
He is a star of another Amazon show called Reacher.
All right. Good Fortune. Then you have Adulthood. This looks like Dana Gould. I can't tell, but there's something
That's
else.
Josh Gad. Josh Gad currently they're making Spaceballs too, and Josh Gad is involved in that.
Well, there you go. That must be Spaceballs. So that's like a major remake, I guess, or more sequel. About time. You're cordially invited. I never heard of this. Is another Amazon Prime movie. Obviously, Amazon's investing. Another Amazon, Heads of State. Oh Hi, I never heard of. Mountainhead, HBO Max.
Okay, a lot Mountainhead, I thought was like a comedy version of Succession. At least
almost all these are like some for streaming networks. Peacock, HBO Max, Peacock. Yeah, nothing is like for movies, right? Novocaine, don't know it.
Doesn't seem like there's anything for theaters.
I think Novocaine was briefly in theaters, and that Keanu Reeves movie is currently in theaters.
The Ballad of Wallace Island, Amazon Prime. Death of a Unicorn. These are comedies.
Yeah, I seen Death of a Unicorn. It was okay.
Yeah, I started watching it. I couldn't get past the first 10, 15 minutes.
It wasn't that great.
Bride Hard. I'm not going to go through all these, but a couple more. Bride Hard, which seems to be a theater thing, right? Code 3. I don't recognize. Who is that guy?
That looks like the guy from The Office.
Yeah, it's Rainn Wilson.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen
that's Amy Schumer?
Have you ever seen the Rainn Wilson movie called Super?
No.
Mm-mm.
It's an indie film, and he plays a vigilante. It's pretty violent, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, so there are plenty of comedies being made, but most of them are for streaming services, not for theaters. Which, you know what, that's the times we live in, I think. That's Hulu. Yeah,
but honestly, I don't think anyone has really made a great comedy of late, because even like Bill Burr put that movie out like a year ago, and that was terrible. Then there's like
Happy Gilmore. I think that did go straight to Netflix, right? Or what was done for Netflix?
That was made for Netflix, and that was just like cameos, basically an hour and a half of cameos.
You know what?
Yeah, it's funny. I remember Harlem Nights, and I liked it back then.
I'm ashamed of myself again, because I'm in one of the greatest comedies of all time. I am in
Car Wash.
Yes, Car Wash with George Carlin, Cheech and Chong, and Richard Pryor. I'm in a movie with George Carlin, Richard Pryor, and Cheech and Chong. Yeah. So
I got cut from I can't remember. Oh, the baseball movie with Charlie Sheen, where it's about the Indians. Was it
Major League?
Major League. I got cut from Major League 2. That's it.
All right. Yeah, so I can't believe I didn't throw Car Wash in there just for honorable mention, because I said you, Matt. I know that's you, Matt. Oh my God, that's you, Matt. That's my impression of Willie calling me at 2:00 in the morning while he was watching Car Wash. So yeah, but so I guess the reason I even brought this up is I was thinking there's an opportunity for creative people. Listen, everybody's doing wants to be a fucking star on the internet, whatever, do comedy shorts and all that stuff. Put the time in to write a good movie and produce a good independent comedy. You might make some waves there. That whatever Clerks was, I think, the name of independent movie. What's his name? Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
that's it. He made his mark by doing he said, fuck the studios. I'm just going to put my own money, go get a cinematographer, write the script, do it. I think there's opportunity for people, because we need more comedies and comedy movies, full-length comedy movies. This is not, and of all those ones, I've never heard of any of them really, except for the Playdate one. That was the only one I've heard of. Kevin James. I think Kevin James. I thought King of Queens was a decent sitcom for what it was, and while sitcoms were already on the way out, but Kevin James, I mean, his good stand-up. His fucking movies suck, man.
And just for the record, Anne in California, thank you. She was with you, Matt, on Jerry Lewis. She likes the picks that we picked so far, but she was with you on Jerry Lewis.
I was big on Dean and Jerry's movies.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like the bellhop. And also there was one where he's like he was like an attendant in like a big apartment building full of women. The women,
the ladies' man.
Is that ladies' man?
And I think didn't Chris Rock remake that as he's?
Yeah, I didn't look at that.
Yeah,
it could have been the best of all time, but as soon as he starts, I said, no, I'm not watching that. No, no.
King of Queens had a hell of a supporting cast. Patton Oswalt, with the old Stiller, whatever, Jerry Stiller, the Scientology lady. I think that's it, right?
Was it Lee Remick?
Leah Remini.
Remini.
Yeah. I mean, did I miss anybody? I think those three, hell of a supporting cast.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but I do think, you know what, if people were ambitious out there, and who am I to say, but I would write if I could, I'd write a good comedy and produce it myself, and then pitch it to Netflix, and then make yourself. I mean,
well, I'm working on one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you, The Godfellas.
Oh, that's right, The Godfellas. How's that coming along?
I haven't watched Goodfellas yet. The thing, see, the only reason I have to watch, because most of the script is in my head, is already written, because it's the New Testament. It's the life of Jesus. I'm just rewriting it to look like the mafia movies.
Zombieland was a good new one, and Deadpool, the last Deadpool.
Oh yeah, the last
I don't consider Deadpool movies. Yeah, I don't consider Deadpool a comedy though.
Yeah, I was gonna say to me they're Marvel movies that are just funny.
Yeah.
But and this is, I did not realize this. According to Ryan Reynolds, when he and Hugh Jackman got together to do the Deadpool Wolverine, that movie was like an homage to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And you can actually break it down and see the overlap of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and that kind of buddy movie.
Yeah. I didn't even think of like the John Candy, Steve Martin, and those people when thinking of top 5. And some of those, like the Blues Brothers, is epic.
Oh yeah,
that's a good movie too.
There are good parts of that movie, but overall, the movie, I mean, if you watch it in its entirety, I don't think it holds up.
I'm not thinking of it as I don't think of it as a great comedy. I like it as a musical, so to speak.
Yeah,
I like it more for the music than I do for the comedy.
Yeah.
I would agree. The one thing that I quote all the time and is John Candy in that, though, the Orange Whip thing. Orange Whip. That's stuck in my head.
Well, Caddyshack overall isn't a great movie,
Yeah.
but it has funny fucking parts in it. There are funny fucking jokes in Caddyshack.
Now, Rocky Horror Picture Show, would you consider that a comedy?
No, that's a musical comedy.
Musical, yeah.
Oh, that's right, musical again. Yeah.
And I guess that's what the Blues Brothers would be, like a musical comedy.
Yeah, definitely. The music is, I think, the star of that show more so than the comedy.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm the last person to judge any, so people know I don't go to fucking movies. I wouldn't go to movies for like the latest blockbuster. I just don't. I appreciate what they've done with the movie theater experience and the big comfortable chairs, and you can drink out. They have bars now. They never had bars when you'd have to bring in a flask. Kind of.
It's funny. Well, I loved the movie Princess Bride, and I quote a lot of the lines. I must have seen that movie. I'm not exaggerating. I think I've seen it between 30 and 40 times. I used to watch it all the time with my stepdaughter. And like whenever she came to visit, when I had visitation, when she came to visit, we would watch Princess Bride. We'd watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail. We'd watch South Park, and we'd watch Fawlty Towers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not big on any of that stuff, but the movie theater experience. I don't know. I think we're getting to a point, and this is probably going to be a sad thing, where the theater experience goes away because everything's going to be streaming. Nobody's going to want to go. Yeah, I mean, I know they've improved the experience, but why go out? Why go out when you can?
Well, the big thing is just the quality of the product, because there are movies that are doing well, and they're not like these huge ass blockbusters, like the movie Weapons that came kind of like out of left field. That was a good movie, and people have shown they want stories. I think people have really now shown like they want fucking stories. If you look what's being successful, and I think studios have stopped making comedies between costs because you can't do them globally, and I don't know if they want to take the chance anymore.
Yeah.
We didn't mention any. None of us. I don't think either of us mentioned any Woody Allen movies.
Yeah.
Like Sleeper, or Everything You Want to Know About Sex, Was Afraid to Ask.
I would go with Bananas if I was going to choose it, but a lot of Woody Allen during that period in the 70s was making some very funny Marx Brothers type of approaches to movies, and then once he became this guy with
Soon Lee.
It's like all that work got forgotten. Sleeper was a great movie. Bananas was a great movie. Everything Take the Money and Run.
Everything You Want to Know About Sex, But Was Afraid to Ask.
Yeah. Well, in there's already some references to pedophilia or something. Like, I take 12-year-old girls, 2 of them. Come on, Woody, you're kind of telegraphing your future there.
Have you seen that scene that resurfaced with Clint Eastwood I think I have it saved, but it's from some movie, and he's acting with this 12-year-old girl, and he's like, "You're old enough for kisses," and he kisses her.
Was the actress actually 12, or was she like 16 passing for 12?
She was 12. She was.
Ooh, okay.
And you can see like how, because apparently it was an unplanned line. It was an improv.
Wow.
I think Chad is. I don't know if Chad. Okay, I don't know if you're saying yes, kissing for 12-year-old girls, or yes, you saw that movie.
Or yes, we're talking about Woody Allen movies.
Yeah, yeah. We need to. Yes, that's just one word, and we have to figure out what you're yesing, dude. You got to give us. You got to help us out. Otherwise, we'll assume the worst about you, and not because we assume the worst about you, but because assuming the worst is funnier.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but we need more. I don't know. I'm saying this
okay. Thank you.
Somebody who doesn't know anything about stuff, because I said they're not making any movies, and I pull up 2025, and there's a fucking list of comedy movies as long as my arm that I never even fucking heard of. Maybe they're just not promoting it, and maybe we've reached a point in society where we've just got entertainment oversaturation, like the internet and everything. Everywhere we go, we are seeing some form of creative content, and maybe it's just no room for anything to be promoted or even heard.
Well, and I wonder the people who are making the decisions about movies are afraid of offending people. Like I said, I had a comedy gig that was canceled, 2 days before, because they thought that my material was going to be too offensive.
It would be. So they were right.
For that venue, I should say, because it was like a senior. It was a senior.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy that. I was told by one producer that he's like, "Oh, well, I don't think you do well in this room. You're like too dark or whatever." Then the comic they hired, for one of the comics they hired for that show is dark and dirty. Like,
they replaced me with a band. So they replaced me with a band. It's like, it's like, no, we're not, because they hadn't done they'd never done comedy there before. So I talked them into doing the comedy. And when I got to do the gig, I said, this is what I'm going to do. I give them like copious samples, because I really wanted to be get in there, because I thought if I can get one comedy gig in there, that I could produce other shows. As a matter of fact, my thing was, and I think I even mentioned it to you, Ron, because I'm not like a show producer, not en masse. I produce like a show here and there. And my thing was, I get in the door, and once I get into the door, then I could like get Ron into the door, and then Ron could actually produce more shows. And
wow,
because Ron's not afraid of the hard work. I look at it like, can this be done? All right, we did it. I'm ready to move on. But Ron is more a go-getter than I am. So I was just hoping to get, but I blew it. They said I was too dirty, and I wasn't even dirty. It was the innuendos.
He's a go-getter, and you're a get-goer.
Yeah, I'm a get-going. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I talked about this fucking gigantic bee that came in. It just appeared out of nowhere. I had no idea. Got in the house and fucking scared.
Yeah, the chicken hawk bee.
Well, in Australia, they just came up with. They just discovered a devil bee. It looked exactly like this. This is what it looked like. It just came out of nowhere. I have no idea how it got in my house. I couldn't sleep for days thinking about this thing. It was it was the size of a small bird. It looked like that. Devil horns. This is exactly what it looked like. Now, I'm nowhere near Australia, obviously, but that's scaring the shit out of me, because that looks like exactly what had me running out of the house. Now I'm not going to sleep again over that.
I had a big bee in here the other day. It was like 1.5 inches long, but that's big for around here.
Yeah.
And I just trapped it and put it outside.
Yeah. This thing, I could hear it buzzing. It came, went straight for the screen, and then I was like, "Holy shit!" I thought at first it was like a sparrow or something. I'm telling you, it was like fucking this big. And so I ran. I'm like, "What am I got? I got no fucking bug spray or anything."
I'm going to invest in a net. That's what I have. I have like a net that I can, use for like straining for an aquarium or something for my pond.
That would have been good.
I don't have. It's not. I don't really have a pond. I have a place where deer can drink water.
So I Cloroxed it to death. I went and Clorox. I was spraying him until he fucking died. I could just like.
And now I said, then now you're choking and everything on the floor is turned white.
Yeah. Well, over here, the bleach on the wooden desk there, just it bleached the varnish right off the thing. But I was scared shit from the fucking thing.
It was. There was during one of my shows, I had collected a bunch of stories of people who had burned their houses up trying to kill spiders with torches, homemade blow torches, and I think I have like 4 or 5 stories of people just trying to kill spiders with fire. One guy set his car on fire because he was filling his car up with gas, and there was a spider, and he tried to kill the spider with the gasoline while he was smoking, and it blew up his car. Another house, they tried to use the aerosol can and a match to kill a spider and burnt up their laundry room. Yeah. Sorry.
Wow. Megyn Kelly, I'm sorry to revert to what we were talking about earlier, but Megyn Kelly is trying to convince her listeners that sex trafficking girls is less offensive if they've gone through puberty.
Yes, I heard. I think I saw that or heard that yesterday on the radio.
Jesus.
She was saying like something like, even if there's something in there, it's not that bad or something like that. Or
the thing is, these people have daughters. I know she has daughter. She has a daughter. Like,
exactly.
The fuck how do you even let your mind go there to justify this? Maybe thinking it can't happen to you, but take my word for it. It can happen to you.
I think these are the same people that say, I'm not prejudiced. I have black friends, and then they don't have them at the house,
right?
Or the kids, they don't let the kids bring their black friends home. Or if they do bring them home, they hide the silverware, shit like that.
Hide the silverware.
Oh, yeah. Or don't let them use the good bathroom. Or if they use the bathroom, they make sure they wash all the towels.
Wow.
Yeah.
These are tips. We're putting together tips for the racist tip sheet. Yeah. I didn't even know about hiding the silverware. First of all, our silverware is probably not worth anything. It's silver.
That's because all the good stuff was stolen by the other people that you had living in your house and robbed you.
That definitely could be the thing. We've had a lot of seedy people living here over the years. That's definitely a possibility. But that's so fucking weird. How do people? And I know that the people I used to know who were in the Trump world, they all had daughters, and they didn't care anything about this idea of him grabbing women by the pussy or whatever. They didn't. It just doesn't bother me. I have a stepdaughter, and God forbid, I would be very defensive of her. But how do you then justify rape culture if you got daughters, even if you got a wife or a sister or a mother? Well,
I had two friends who came to visit me. This is years ago. I was with this is before Carol was with another woman, and she had 2 kids from a previous marriage, a daughter and a son. And her daughter, going through puberty, turned out to be like really attractive. And I know this because I had 2 of my friends who were in their 30s say, man, how can you live in a house with something like that walking around and not be tempted? And I said, because she's my stepdaughter.
Yeah.
And that was the last time those 2 guys ever came in my house. I stopped friending them. I said, no, I'm not going, because the sheer fact that they would think that would be an issue in my house. It's like, no, that's the way you think. And because you think like that, I can't let you around my stepdaughter. I can't.
Well, could it be they took her for a 20 or 30-year-old and didn't know, or,
they because they'd known me for a while. They knew her before she was.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, it was like I said, they knew her as a kid, and she went through puberty and came out the other side way hotter than she was before puberty.
Right.
Go figure. You add breasts to a young girl, and all of a sudden she's attractive. I didn't know, didn't know that happened.
Yeah, sometimes with strangers though, they look 30 and you find out they're like 14, 15 years old. Holy fuck.
Yeah. Now I had that. Now I did have that with strangers. I was with my stepdaughter we went to a Ravens game or an Orioles game. Well, we went to one of those a sporting event, and we were on the shuttle to go back to our car, and there was these three white guys in the back, and they saw me and my stepdaughter, and they're like, they just kept saying dirty things about me with the the hot girl, right? And I just kept whispering to her ear, and I said, "Don't worry about it. We'll just ignore them because just worry about they're ignorant." I said, "This is more about them than about us. They're just ignorant." And eventually, slowly but surely, it got down to just one guy. The other two guys stopped it. One guy just now still kept making the comments. And so eventually, just before we got to our stop, because I didn't want to start shit when I was like miles away from my car. And once we got to like near the parking lot, I knew I only had like a minute or two with these people. I went, this is my daughter, right? And I said it like they would know it. I said, this is my daughter, right? I said, you some sick fucks.
Yeah.
And then they got on each other but I wouldn't have did that. I didn't do that in the beginning. Had too far to go.
I gotta express a bone with Slaptail. He some other vet said nobody wants to hear your I tried to join the service story, and he Slaptail shared it, and he said, "See, Matt Napo." Now everybody's thinking that I'm the guy who said I never said I tried to join the service. My story is one day I had a recording session and the people didn't show up. So I'm sitting there doing nothing. There's a knock on the door. It's an Army recruiter, and I got nothing to do. I'm waiting for people. So I invite the guy in for coffee. Now he's talking to me, and I was like, no, I'm smoking a joint right in front of the fucking guy. Like, I'm not cut out for the Army. The guy kept coming back to my house, like, and haunting me, trying to recruit me. I have never wanted any part of it. But so that, I think, I don't know if John got us mixed up, but Bear Love is the guy who with the story that I tried to join. For people who are assuming that I once said I tried to join it, I never tried to join the military. I never thought would never cross my mind. I just not military worthy. So stop attacking me or thinking.
Now, Ron, since with the loss of the dog that you had, are you thinking about getting another dog to replace it or no?
Not anytime soon.
Wow. The other day
did you save any material so that you could clone it like Tom Brady?
No. We have her ashes, but that's about it.
The other day when I did that pet party in the affluent neighborhood, the guy was a vet, and he had 3 different dogs. They were all like big dogs, like they were
Mastiffs?
Like golden Labradors or yellow labs, whatever, was one of them. But they were all that size. They were, but very active, and they come running out while I'm setting up paint, and they're all over the fucking place, jumping on tables, jumping on me. And one had its face like right at me. I was petting it, and it was like wanted to like get close to me. I was like, eh. And then it was like it was gonna bite my face. I'm like fucking freaking out. She said she wants a kiss. She wants a fucking kiss. Like, I gotta kiss the dog or it's gonna fucking bite me. That's very weird thing. But big dog. I'm thinking, somebody said they found a stray puppy, and I was like, you know what? I'll take it if somebody calls. I definitely want to get another dog. My wife probably would not appreciate that, but since the kids moved out and took Autumn with her, I need a dog again. I'm dog ready.
But this was back when I used to work for that company that rhymes with Comcast. And I went to a house for a service call, and the lady, I was wearing gloves. I went in the house, I had on gloves because it was autumn outside, or it was pretty brisk. I had gloves when I came in, and their dog started growling at me. And she goes, "Oh, take off your gloves. The dog hates gloves." And I was like, okay. So I took the gloves off and I put them away, and the dog was fine. They want to see the hands. Now, the thing is, this actually means something to dogs. If you do this, it's a sign of peacefulness, that you're respecting their space. That's what this means. So I guess they couldn't see that. I guess for that dog, but it hated gloves. She goes, we don't know why. She says, we don't know why she's like this, but we can't wear gloves. Matter of fact, she says we can't even find half our gloves. So I'm working between the house and the telephone pole. I'll go out into the woods at the telephone pole, and at the bottom of the telephone pole, there's about 30 gloves. The dog has been stealing their gloves and taking them out and dropping them by the telephone pole.
You need a dog psychologist to come and have a word with you.
So I went back in the house and said, excuse me, ma'am. I said, how many gloves are y'all missing? She goes, oh, a lot. And I said, I found about 30 gloves out by the telephone pole.
Well, on Saturday, we're going to the fur ball because apparently Laura gives money to the, I don't know if this is a United Way thing or whatever. I think it might be. I don't know. But anyway, it's the fur ball. So they have like animals there you can adopt and shit like that.
Wow.
And raffles and all that bullshit.
It's a trap. It's a trap. They make them as cute as possible. They make them so cute, and then they put them in little cages so that you say, "Oh no, why is it in that cage? Yep. Oh, I gotta get it out of there. Can I? Then they get you. You can hold it if you want." I was like, "Can I hold it? Yeah, you can hold it if you want." And then you can't put it down because they look at you so cute, or they lick your face, and then they also spray them all with some kind of perfume so they smell cute and shit. Yeah, it's a trap. I can't go to those things, and I definitely can't take Carol to one because Carol is like, I can't look at those animals in cages. I want to release them all.
As we get ready to wrap this thing up in the next few minutes here, discoverpods.com/2025, that thing that's scrolling across the bottom there, there isn't a link in the description. I'll put one in the description later on after this. Please go there and nominate this for either Best of 2025 or in whatever category you think we belong.
Now, is this free? Because I've seen other ones out there where you pay money to vote.
No, it's free.
Okay. I mean, because there was one where it was like a podcast, and I went to nominate, and it was like $5 for 5 votes. I'm like, eat me. I'm on the show, and I'm not spending $5 to do it.
I think this one, they may have, I don't know where it goes from here, but this is just a nomination stage. I'm just thinking that maybe at some point when it gets to actual voting, when they figure out who's nominated, they might do that. And if that's the case, don't vote for us. Don't pay to vote for us ever. I'm not asking anybody to do that. But it's an honor just to be nominated, just to bust balls, just to see if it can cause some anger amongst and jealousy among other broadcasters out there. It would be fun, but please do that thing. Now they ask you some questions like why do you think this podcast deserves?
Well, if you need an answer, I'll just say the black guy is great. Just say he has a black guy.
That works.
And the host. Say the host got beat up by ice, and that's good enough for me.
I just want to watch and see if somebody dies in the middle of a broadcast or something like that. The earthquake one was always an interesting. I had an earthquake happen live on camera here, shook the room a little bit.
Or you could just say, look, the hosts are so old, they may not make it next year to they may not be able to do it in 2026. So this is their last chance to win.
Absolutely a possibility. We brought up the getting beat up by ice. It's apparently.
I told Tony. I did tell Tony about it because he asked about your stroke.
He did?
Yeah, he asked. He says, so how did Matt actually have a stroke? How was it? I said, no, he was just going through pot withdrawal. Now that's the short version. That's the short version, that you just went through pot withdrawal and you're fine now. I said, but you did get beat up by ice. And he looked at me because he didn't know if he could believe me or not. So he didn't believe me because I sent him a text and said, for real, he really did. He goes, oh my God, what happened? I said, well, that's a long story. What happened? But I gave him the Reader's Digest version.
Yeah.
That they thought you were a spick.
I never told Tony I had a stroke. I told him I felt like I might be having a TI, which is a mini stroke. I might be having that. Definitely high blood pressure. But you talked
about it on the show, and he actually was in the audience on Govs that day.
Yeah.
Because he actually asked. He was worried about you.
Whoa, worried about.
And so, and I text him. I said, you worried about him, but you don't worry about me catching this stroke. It could be contagious. You don't worry about me.
But on
I'm sitting right here. I'm like 2 inches from you, and everybody's worried about you and your stroke, but not worried about whether I could catch it.
You can't catch it.
I'm 2 inches away from you. What do you mean I can't catch it?
Can't catch it. Can't catch it.
Can't catch it.
No, you're not a good catcher. About the ice thing, because some people were saying, well, you're the first person I know but since this is just since Sunday, there have been like at least 3 or 4 people, I think 4 people, who are roughly connected to my social circle somewhere who've experienced this on Long Island. Long Island is now a place where ice is just popping up and beating people up for profiling. If you look at all not Aryan white, and you're in the right neighborhood or the wrong neighborhood, depending on your perspective on it, and you give them any kind of not showing your ID right away when they yell at you or any of this stuff, they will beat you up. And this is going to be we're going to find out more people.
And it's going to go on your permanent record. No. Oh,
permanent?
No.
Do I have a permanent record?
I don't know. Matt Chad says, when you update the information, would you please list the 3 of your channels as well? Thank you. So for me, you can just put my website, www.sogdfunny.com, because every other contact I have on the face of the planet is in there.
All right. Want to put it in the
yeah, in the I think you said you was going to put this in the description so that it'll be a link.
Yeah.
So you can just add www.sogdfunny.com.
All right then. You guys
/contact, contacts, I guess. That way they can.
Comcast? Did you say
Comcast?
Comcast. Comcast.
For my eyes, contacts.
Comcast. I got my first friend of color from the broadcast. Are you friends? Is having you over the house? Are you going there to steal the silverware? That's what I want to know.
No, actually, I have a silver allergy. If you don't have gold, I'm not interested.
Yeah. Ron, are you still doing the Mr. Tongue thing? What are you doing? You still
every Monday is Mr. Tongue at HMAC. Starts at 8:00. Comic sign up is 7:45. I get an audience every week, and only just like a handful of comics, so it's fantastic. And this coming Monday, they're going to start karaoke afterwards, so that's always good. That's always good for comedy. Yeah, we had like 20 audience members this past week.
And two guys who did it for the first time.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have, but they did.
Well, no, I mean Pierre. I knew about.
Okay, Pierre is. I give to Pierre. He's there every. He's there all the time. So, but that other guy just walked in, right?
Yeah, but the only reason I let him go up because Pierre did mention something to me. He said this guy is kind of interested, but that's why I only gave him 3 minutes, and it wasn't even. Yeah, and it wasn't even that great.
Wow.
But this Saturday, December 13th, I got a show that's happening at Laughing Stock Comedy Club. So it's another showcase show. Frank Neblett is going to be the headliner on that. And that's Saturday, December 13th at Laughing Stock Comedy Club.
Last week when we had Dustin Chafin on, he's doing a lot of cruise ship work. And I was neglecting my responsibility here for helping people out. Finding out how you actually get your foot in the door on the cruise ship stuff. The cruise ship stuff is great. It's a payday that you don't have to go out of your way to self-promote. Like you don't have to sell tickets for you.
Yeah. And it's like what you and Jackie was talking about, the greatest gig in the world, where you go to the gig, you get in the elevator, and you go to your room.
Yeah, and also nothing gets. This is the story with me in music is I didn't start to get good until I gigged every night of the week. When you're doing that and you're just playing constantly, nothing is better practice than actually being in the fire, trial by fire type of thing. So when in the cruise ship stuff, you're working 7 nights a week, you're going to get really fucking good over a short period of time.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't ask him, like, how do you get your foot in the door? I feel a little bit ashamed of myself. I was so we were talking about so many things, and he was mad at me over the Nate Bargatze thing. But it's important to know how you get a manager, how you get where you don't have to book yourself, and how you get in with Princess Cruise Lines or Norwegian. He's in with a lot of different lines and all that stuff. Be good to know. And I think if you're married, it's out of the question, right? Because you're not taking your family with you. Your wife.
I know, like, I would like to do it like occasionally as a substitute because they need breaks and stuff. But in about 2.5 to 3 years, when Carol retires, then she'd be available, and I could do more cruises. If I not just get my foot in the door, but I actually am considered worthy enough to continue to do it.
At that point, I think you got to change your name to Pops. Pops Fender. I mean, you're talking a couple of years down the road. You're already old.
Now, does he have to do clean comedy as well? Because I've heard
you do the gambit. There's a clean night. There's a night of clean comedy, but then there's a blue night, where you could just be as fucking raunchy as you want, So there's a clean. So it's basically like 3 levels. At least that's how it was for me on Norwegian Cruise Lines.
Yeah.
You have clean, you have really dirty, and then you have like general admission. But yeah.
By the way, in the merch store, I am trying to keep the lights on here before I have to go back to the glory holes. And there's a shirt, because my favorite quote from Dustin Chafin was, "I don't work clean for free."
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I won't work clean for free. Yeah, you know what? I don't work at all for free. I don't leave my fucking house for free. Somebody, a musician, was saying that I would do it. I would, if I could find a roadie to come and get my equipment from my house, take it to the gig, set it up, then when I'm done, break it down and bring it back home. I would give all my pay to that. And I always felt like I don't get paid to play music. I get paid to bring it, set up my equipment, and break it down and bring it back home. That was what I got paid for. The music was free.
I don't work for free. I'm barely giving a fuck away.
Yeah.
That is from Run the Jewels.
Yeah.
That's a line from the
it's interesting that they'll work for free stuff. Nobody ever says that in music, and there's a lot of dirty music out there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Nobody ever said, "Do you work clean?" It's music.
Well,
even though it's all about fucking and sucking, it's music. It's nothing is clean. I mean, what is there that's clean? I have to think about that sometimes when I play the facilities, because in the contract it says no references to drugs or sex or gambling or any of these things that people have always.
But then again, some songs you didn't realize, like for example, there's something the Rev did that, "Let's Go Crazy." You didn't realize that was like a religious song. So they could have songs that are about drugs and you don't know it because, like I'm trying to think of Roberta Flack, "Killing Me Softly."
Yeah.
That's a drug song. Most people don't know that.
It was a what?
Drugs. It's about drugs.
It is?
Yeah.
And there he was, this young boy, a stranger to my eyes, strumming my pain with his. I'm not sure. I don't know. Where's the drugs? Where's the drugs in that?
I'm pretty sure of it. That's how it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. We did the breakdown of it in school.
Yeah, you gotta reference it like a love song, because in those days,
Right.
Yeah. Well,
it's just like what's his name? Rick James. Rick James, bitch. He's like, when he's talking about Mary Jane, he's not talking about a girl. He's talking about pot.
Yeah.
But some people, well, if you're really dumb, you don't know that Mary Jane is pot. But
yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's band leader passed away this.
Oh yeah,
now he's known that guy since he was like. He's known him. He's been friends with him since like grammar school or something.
Yeah, when they were kids. Yeah, when he moved to Las Vegas, that's when he met him.
Wow, he's originally a Long Island guy, Jimmy Kimmel, I believe, and then moved.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so about the song. So there was a guy the other day in a cowboy hat in the psych ward, but he was visiting somebody. He wasn't he wasn't a resident in the psych ward, and he asked me to play a country song for him, and I started to do The Gambler, and then I realized I can't sing this song here because it's got he offered for a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice. I handed him my bottle, drank down. That's all. So you got to kind of. I'm in the song now. Now got to mumble over those lines, like. So for a taste of your, I'll give you some advice. I'm caught. I can't. And if I stumble, that's a reason not to pay me for the gig.
Well, and the song, "What the Coward of the County," is about a guy getting revenge on his woman being raped.
Gang raped. But
yeah.
Well, and AM radio. That was a big AM radio hit. Fucking Coward of the County. And it was all they were taking turns on whatever the woman's name was.
Yeah, and he came back and killed them all.
Yeah. AM radio pop hit, whatever you mean. Have you seen all gospel choir singing Madonna's Like a Prayer? Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it.
You know what? Maybe you should do, or tell the Rev to do a breakdown of something like that, like a prayer. That's at least it's more popular than John Anderson stuff. People know it. Anyway,
yeah, I don't even know what he's doing this week. Honestly, I don't.
I think one of the first covers of Like a Prayer was done by this band back in the early '90s called By God 20, and they were like a industrial band. It's a cover worth checking out. It's a fun cover because he's this guy who's singing it with this deep masculine baritone voice.
This week the Reverend is doing the Moody Blues, The Voice.
Don't know that one.
Oh yeah, he's doing The Voice by Moody Blues.
All right, I'll have to check that out before Sunday. Anyway, it's time to go. We've reached our limit here of talking nonsense to people. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't have a guest booked for tomorrow yet, but I'll work on it later on today.
Tomorrow we'll talk about our top 5 favorite situation comedies.
Our top 5 favorite reasons to not be here.
Right? Isn't that what they're called? Sitcoms?
Yeah.
Yeah. Top 5 comedy, sitcoms. I don't have to say comedy sitcoms because it's in the name.
Yeah, Ron, I don't know if you caught yesterday, but we were talking about enjoying the suffering with a guest who was a Native American holy man, right? Holy man.
Yeah, holy man.
Yeah, he had holes in him.
Like he was holified by granddaughter bear or something. Yeah. Granddaughter cow, granddaughter.
Yeah. What was it? Crow.
Granddaughter crow.
Yeah. All right.
Well, cow was close. It's just missing an R.
And his cousin Jim Crow.
Yeah. So enjoy the suffering ties into the cowboy thing from the psych ward. I'll probably talk about that tomorrow. But in the meantime, everybody have a great day and
turn on your sister. Radio. That's it. Radio.
Oh listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.